Would you rather have a bionic arm or a bionic leg? Let me specify. It would be a bionic left arm and a bionic right leg.
Either or?
Yes, specifically.
I mean, are we talking about like a good bionic arm, or are we talking about like fucking
a
peg,
a
fucking hook and a peg?
No. You don't even got to take this bitch to Jiffy Lube. It's ready to go. It works like a champ, gives you increased strength, does all the things you would. Like, it doesn't like fire any missiles. Or anything
But
like
it's a good one. It's good.
But it's a solid unit.
But
man.
is it upgradable though? Could you? I'm just kidding.
Ooh, let me think. Yes, but the technology is still on the cutting edge, so we're looking at like a 10-year.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not like your iOS is going to hit every couple months. You got to be on the Wi-Fi or anything like that.
I'm going to take my right leg.
Okay. I don't think you're wrong. I have I thought about this question a lot, and I think it comes down to.
I'm going to say
something.
the arm.
Okay, so. I'll get to you in a bit.
Not just to play
because I mean I thought about it too.
opposites,
Yeah,
but
so-
I have a justification.
Me too.
So I'm going with the arm too, but I think that's a very me choice, and I don't necessarily think it's the right choice. So let's start with you, Chris. Why the arm?
Well, because I'm thinking about the usefulness of that, and I don't know if this foot could reach my dick to start with.
So,
but that aside, I think
that's why I said left arm. I want to get that out of the
Okay.
way. That's one of the reasons why I said left arm. So if you had a comfort thing, the right arm still feeling like home.
sure.
But you're left-handed. So
I am
know.
left-handed,
so it does.
But I'm a switch hitter though, Bobby.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yes.
I'm right-handed, but I jerk with my left, bro.
Yeah,
We've had this
yeah,
conversation
we
before.
have. But
no,
that's,
because I'm a computer guy and you're not. Growing up,
yeah, but I've done it with the computer. Made your belly all hot.
I got to scroll with my right. I usually use a mouse to scroll with the right hand.
Yeah,
And
I
jerk with the left.
still will work the mouse. I learned how to work.
You got to
I
scroll
learned
back
how
and
to,
forth between your dick and the keyboard.
I learned how to work the mouse with my left hand before I learned how to work my dick with my left hand.
Oh shit!
There you go. But thinking about it logically, though, having one bionic leg would make for a very interesting running gait. Because I mean, having two bionic legs, oh fuck yeah,
You're out.
king of
You're
the
off
world,
to the
but-
races.
You just like one leg jump. You don't even have to like run with both legs.
I guess, and then
Like a
it's-
fucking what are those things? Pink flamingos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand on the one leg.
Dude from Casino.
And I just think from
My favorite movie that I love.
from a dexterity standpoint, the minutia you could get into manipulating your hands to do things, I think would be more beneficial long term than having a.
working.
Well, I mean, listen, if you can get that foot up there and do tiny Asian hand shit with your fucking bottom three toes,
that's true.
But like,
that's
your,
my
your leg is
justification.
gonna go, especially for you. Your knee and
that's
hips are
what it
gonna
is.
go.
Oh, I
That's-
already need. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
If you said I could take two
That you already need.
right, if I could get two joints replaced bionically, it would be my knees, no brainer.
So that's the thing. Is I think
I would take that over a whole leg.
So I would go with the arm as well, but only because my left arm generally it doesn't even feel like part of my body. Like it's just such a fucking.
strange.
Is that
You
because
stranger?
you sit on your hand on the toilet to get ready?
Nope.
Stranger.
Nope. I told you I don't. This doesn't go anywhere near it. This is like my left hand is like a,
might be a new
it's
adventure
like,
for
it's
you.
like
Bobby.
an extreme feminist.
Yeah, okay.
Just can't get further away from it. But like it almost feels like let's say I was going to paint something right high up and I needed a ladder. It's like my right arm, left leg, right leg are all like in the
They're in sync.
And my brain, I feel like I can feel my brain saying to my left, all right, now you move. All right, now you move. All right, now you move.
Wow.
Like my left arm doesn't feel like
That's crazy. That you don't feel that way, do you?
No.
If-
like I said, jerk with my left.
I was getting a little excited when man purses were coming into vogue because I was like, "Oh, it's perfect for my left side. Gives my left arm something to do. Just
hold
bend
it.
it, hold a purse." But
I forgot that was a thing.
It never really took off, except for gangsters that keep their guns in it. But like, I feel like it would benefit me in a number of things to have more strength and control in my left arm.
Okay.
But I think it's the short-term answer. And I think the leg is the long-term answer because the leg is what's going to fail you. Your knee, your hip,
that
your
is true.
ankle, and it's what's going to actually put you in a real predicament. But in much like most, like, I'll go ahead and eat that now. I'll pay for the heart attack later. I'll go ahead and eat that.
See, that's me. Like I think the long run.
Yeah.
So even if you're a real fucked up other leg, you can just stand on your one good bionic leg all the time and not feel the pain.
Yeah.
And just hop around on the one bionic leg.
I have a funny flamingo story since you mentioned that.
I also wanted to add in one thing is that the reason why I made it your right leg and left arm is because the other downside to it, like my right leg, maybe not for you because you're left-handed, right? But my right leg is far more dominant. Just like if I have more control over my left leg than I do my left arm. But like if I'm climbing up into something, it's definitely my right leg that I'm leading off with. Like if I'm getting ready to run, it's my right leg that I'm pushing off with.
Right.
So I wanted to take a minute and make it a little bit of a hesitation to think about how crazy that left leg is going to look after 10 years of you using that fucking bionic leg all the time.
Shit.
You're going to be out here looking like one leg belongs from one animal and the other from something completely different.
The strong leg.
Yes.
Back when I was in the the film industry.
Yeah, film industry.
The company I worked for had, thinking about it now, it's batshit crazy. They did a manager's retreat, so it was a district manager and up, and I was a district manager, and then certain store managers like that, top sales or whatever, got to go. We went to what was it called? It's somewhere in Mexico. It's one of those all inclusive places. Like I think it's the Moon Key or something like that. Anyways, free liquor. It was a complete nightmare for probably people trying to wrangle us. Well, they had these like 7 foot tall statue penguins, not penguins, flamingos, the other animal, and me and one of my peers at the time, we were very, very drunk. We went to my boss's wife and it's like, hey, we want to play a prank on our boss. She gave us their room key and we put one of those flamingos in his shower.
Oh my god.
And apparently he like scared the holy shit out
Yeah,
of
I
me.
mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can see it.
Yeah. But you know what he did with it? He put it on the balcony and he stayed there until we checked out. So
That's
knew
awesome
what
too.
his room was. Yeah.
They didn't realize it was missing. They didn't care. The hotel people.
Apparently not. That was probably light on the surface of what crazy shit happens in places like that.
Speaking of balconies, my wife and I have a wedding anniversary coming up, and my wife and I just did wine and cheese, and we were talking and I was saying how we haven't gotten we're not the get away from your kids couple. You know, I think the Pinkertons have looked after our kids a couple times, but we're just not like we don't usually go out right without them because of many reasons. But the last time that we really got out was our wedding anniversary, 2020, right before COVID popped off, and here it's coming around again. We wanted to get away. Like we wanted something. Didn't have to be. I mean, I would never go to I would never go on a full blown vacation without my kids. Like I just feel like that would be a shitty thing as a parent to do. No judgment on what anybody else does. I would just not be able to live with the guilt. Right? Me.
Really?
Yep.
So just so we're clear, if your kids were taken care of for 2 weeks
from a
and you had an opportunity to go on a week-long vacation and they were like
My parents love me.
My kids went to Alabama and Kelly and I went on a cruise and
Yep. So let me put one caveat into that. If the kids would rather go to the other thing, like if
so you're giving them too much power, Bobby.
no, it's just understandable. But like I'm saying, like if it was like we were gonna go on a cruise, and they were like, like you take your situation, put it. Transpose it over top of mine, and they were like, no, they're like, look, you can come with us. We would say, look, you can come with us on a cruise, or you can stay with.
But you got to pay for it yourself.
Yeah, start your own Patreon, or you can,
there you go,
or you can go with Grammy for a week. If they were like Grammy, okay, then okay, fine. But if they were like, we'd rather go on a cruise, then I want to take them on a cruise. And I'm not saying that. To me, it's not a matter of what's right and wrong. It's a matter of what I can live with. Like, you know what I mean? From personal hang-ups and childhood traumas. And
I know. I get that. I get that.
You know
that
what I mean?
makes sense. That makes
sense.
sense.
So anyway, we're going to go out for a night, right? But it's tricky, right? Because of COVID. So it's a little bit more complicated. So we finally, it's been weeks now. We're trying to plan this thing just for one fucking night. And we're staying in the state of Maryland. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just going down the street. Like, not down the street. I think we're going to Annapolis, right? So, like, we're looking at like these.
Is there a protest you're going to go to?
You know us, just to attend the spreader rallies.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of federales? Different but similar. So we're
Down south.
So we're going to we're finalizing the hotels, and like she's showing me these 2 hotels, and I love my wife to death, but she is. But the sun rises and sets with her, but she's so neurotic, like just will fight in her head over the smallest detail for days. And like she was like, well, this one is a little bit more expensive, but you have a balcony and you have the water view and you have the this and this and that. This one's a little cheaper, but you have a fireplace. You have the, and I was like, okay, how much time would you want to spend on a balcony right now? It's 20 degrees. How much time would you want to spend on the balcony? She's like, none. I was like, all right, this is middle of February, so probably the coldest month of our winter,
right?
In Maryland. Let's say it's a warmer day, and it's even warmer than today. Let's say it's 24 degrees. Right. How much time do you? And she's like, let's go to the fireplace. And I was like, let's go to the fireplace.
Fireplace.
Anyway, Joe, you got coffee first. Chris, how was your nerd week?
It was compact, I guess, and busy, and so busy I don't remember a lot of things I did. I watched The Expanse episode 8, season 5.
Still loving it.
Man, I'll tell you, the young lady who plays one of the leads, Dominique Tipper's her name, but she plays a character, Naomi Nagata.
Mm-hmm. Anagata DeVita?
Close. She did, I will have to say, probably one of the best performances I've ever seen someone do by themselves, because the entire episode she's by herself.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't
solo.
Right, yeah, we're talking Castaway territory.
Exactly. So there's I don't want
to. I'll tell you what, that I felt that ball, so to speak, when the Wilson.
Oh yeah. Did you know the volleyball in Castaway, it's the same volleyball they use on that Haikyuu show that the kids like? Yeah. Most people don't realize that.
Yeah. It's the same voice actor.
Yeah. But she did a phenomenal job. I mean, she basically doesn't speak the entire time because of I don't want to spoil anything for Joe. The situation she has found herself in.
Very Gwen Stefani of her. Continue.
Yeah. She keeps walking through spider webs, Bobby. And,
no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Quality. It's quality today.
That's good stuff. I mean,
the whole cast
like I said,
I thought the whole cast is fucking great.
She definitely isn't a hollowback girl in this episode.
No. Don't be bananas.
No. There's nothing like that.
She's a rich girl, though.
Yeah. Well, actually, she is, because she spent her money already,
and she looks hella good.
I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
I'm gonna run out of them here shortly.
Yeah, it's a pretty short list there. I forgot where. Anyways, she does a phenomenal job. The cast in general on that show is
the
so
main crew
good.
anyway. The main crew is fucking. I like Alex, the pilot guy. He's fucking great.
It's too bad.
And Amos, the Baltimore guy.
Oh, so this episode is
I love him already.
Baltimore heavy.
Yeah, there's been a couple now that you.
So
Amos
Amos is from Baltimore.
Yes. But I feel like you have said in the past, like a couple episodes have kind of centered around that aspect.
Right. So this season he's gone back to Earth and was in Baltimore. He went to Pennsylvania to do something, and this horrible thing happens, and then they had to make their way back to Baltimore.
He grew up real fucked up in Baltimore.
I don't think there's any other way.
Well, I'll tell you,
he's a big white guy in Baltimore.
I've started reading.
I love South Baltimore.
I don't. This episode, it's not a big spoiler, but he goes back home and sees like the people he grew up with, the gangster kind of people he grew up with, which is not who you'd expect. Mm-hmm. And there's been an event that's been like catastrophic and everywhere's flooded, and they drop like Fells Point.
Crack cocaine.
It's not that. But they drop like Fells Point and a couple other names. I'm like, hey, you're like, hey, I hear about those on the news. That's where those dirt bike kids are.
I got thrown out of a bar in Fells Point once, strip bar, and I was with Scott, this Marine buddy of mine that lived. Do you remember he used to live across the street?
Yeah. He used to have great costumes for Halloween parties.
Yes. And good.
Him and his
dude.
wife.
Good, solid dude.
Yep.
But he he's one of those military dudes that like went to war and now like doesn't want anybody to tell him shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we were down there and these police were there and they were like, can we see some ID? And he was like, no. And I've already put it in the cop's pocket. You know, the cop's giving me my social security card back. Like, I don't need this. And he's like, why not? And he was like, because you can't. Because you asked me a question and I'm telling you the answer, and the answer is no. Do I fit a description of a suspect? It's like, well, no, but there's been a couple things. He's like, well, then no. And he's like, sir, and he's like, I didn't go to war for this country for you to violate my rights. Now get the fuck out of my way. And I was like, God damn it, Scott. That was one. Second time, while we're on the subject, got pulled over on 70. Cop looked at my tags. They were expired. I just moved into this house. And I filled out my paperwork. I had my change of address card and all that. I showed the cop, but they didn't mail me the title. I mean, the tag registration. So I appreciated him actually pulling me over because I never look at my tags.
Sure.
You know. So I was like, look, I told him the story. I was like, here's my change of address card. I did everything right, but I didn't, you know. And he was like, all right, hold on. He goes back to his car. He comes back and he's like, look, I'm gonna give you a warning, but if I wanted to, I could have impounded your car.
But these are trying times.
So Scott from the passenger seat looks over and he's like, and if we wanted to, we could have not stopped. But we've both made decisions that are going to affect the rest of our day.
Jesus Christ.
And here I am
dude.
with my hands on the steering wheel, slowly moving my head to the passenger seat while not moving my neck, just my head atop my neck. Shut the fuck up. You know, just one of them dudes, man.
Wow.
Good times to roll with him.
I'm glad Fells Point brought us to that.
Yeah, sorry.
But, anyways, loving that show.
Yeah, I'm on episode 5, season 4. So
Okay.
like that's why I dropped off. We started season 4 because they started landing on the Rim worlds,
Yes.
and
yes.
then I was like, oh, this like, and then we felt because it was a big arc too at the end of season 3, and like sometimes we just need a break after
like when the gate rings appeared, and
Yeah,
now they've
after-
gone to the planet.
yeah, after a big thing happens, like even in like anime, long animes, after a big arc, we take a breather because like it's too tense.
It's too heavy, yeah.
And then like when you try to go to something a lot less tense, it's like this kind of jarring, and you kind of lose interest because you've been like so focused
right, you're used to that
on
tension.
the peak, yeah. And so like we just got dropped off last year. Now we just started again.
There's a great line in that season. It's the guy, and I don't know the actor's name. He was actually in the Dark Knight Returns. He's not. It's Daggett's the guy that's with Daggett. The kind of slimy looking. So Daggett's the one that Bane kills, and then his greasy little friend.
Yes,
that
yes,
guy.
yes, yes,
He's
yes,
been in
yes,
lots
yes,
of
yes,
stuff.
yes,
So
yes,
have
yes.
you? He's like leader of the. I guess one of the contracting forces
He was
that comes
also
down.
in Pacific Rim.
Okay, so there's
He was
this.
also in Charlie's Angels, the old, not the old one, but the one with Lucy Liu.
Thank you for the lesson there. That was like 2000, I think.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore, Cameron
Yeah,
Diaz, Lucy
yeah,
Liu.
yeah.
What a combination.
There was 2 of those movies.
I'll tell you what.
Well, there was. There certainly was.
Cameron Diaz's body never looked as good as it did in The Mask.
No,
Just putting
but
that out there.
she did not age well. She went downhill fast.
And she got skinny. Like she
Yeah.
was
She
like
got old looking real fast.
she was like a roller coaster in The Mask with that dress.
Yeah.
her face too. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened.
She
Some
might-
people don't age well, or
Yeah.
she party too hard.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh, there's a scene between him and Amos, and you may have seen it already, where they're sitting across from each other, and that guy says something to Amos along the lines of, "You and I, we will shed blood together before long." And Amos says something like, "Well, I'm not busy right now," or
Yes.
something like that's it.
I
You would
fucking
love that
Amos.
character.
Amos is fucking great.
There's a scene. I don't want to. There's a scene in the new season where he's brushing his teeth, and these guys jump him, and he never takes a toothbrush out of his mouth and just beats the fuck out of all of them.
That's cool.
Yeah. Watched WandaVision, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Episode
later.
3?
Episode 3.
I watched it as well. I mean, we can get it.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, it's progressing quickly.
Yeah.
The story's coming. We're halfway done.
You're starting to
So-
see her cracking.
Yeah.
So I'm still.
That's what we wanted.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. I'm still madly in love with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like I'm either going to marry it at the end or we're going to have a nasty divorce.
Right.
You know, but I am most excited about. I'm more excited about this than I have been since Infinity War.
Okay.
So I'm loving it. Can't get enough.
Yeah, it's good. I've there's a ton of little Easter eggs and stuff in there, and the way that I don't know the neighbors on the outside, that whole bit was just like the tension was like, what the fuck,
dude?
Man?
It's fun. It's different. It's engaging. Like I needed this. I needed something that's just
it's almost a palate cleanser.
Yes,
it's like some sherbet before.
Yeah,
heading in.
it's like
So now you're glad you didn't sell your hot toys yet.
Yeah. Well, even I'll never sell them now because like I'm locked into the space. And I think so. It's not that I hate those things. Do you know what I mean? It's just that like I hate some choices that are made in that franchise. But like when I look at them, like I still like when I look at them, I don't see the negative. I only see the positive.
Yeah, but it was a point where you're done with it.
Well, I just felt like I committed to the pot too soon. But had Endgame gone the other way for me, then I would have been fucking chopping my balls off trying to hunt down all these.
That's the fucking thing with these collectibles. It's like you get it at the time where you don't fucking get them at all, or you pay triple.
Right.
Yeah, and it's that way for damn near everything. But
it's safe to get them because you can always sell them for triple.
Sure. But although I will tell you, some of the Marvel stuff is not because I'm always debating on what I want to keep and like the Thanos that we both have. It's not worth what it.
Because they want the armor one.
I guess
that would be.
So that didn't hold its value. Yes. And like the Deadpool I have is from the first live action movie, and they made a second one. So it's not.
Yeah.
I got super deals on a lot of that stuff. Yeah, it is. But like,
is it? I have them, but one of them comes with more accessories.
The second one, I think.
The second one does.
The unicorn.
Yeah, the unicorn and the whole little backdrop thing. But like the figure itself is the same.
Yeah.
I also got the gray one.
Do you have that? Do you have the
ash color,
ash one,
the X-Force homage?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was clever.
Yeah, it was clever. It was a clever way to get some merch out there.
Yeah, and cool to see.
Yeah,
sure.
Like great to see a great Deadpool.
We've tried to watch that because Laura's never seen it.
The second one?
Yeah,
really.
We've tried to watch it twice. She just can't get through it. She's like, I can't turn this stupid shit off.
I think Kelly went and saw it by herself.
She fell asleep the first time, and the second time she's like, I just can't there anything else.
I don't think I've watched it since it came out.
That first one is like very close to perfect for me.
It's really good.
The second one,
I've definitely only seen the second one like 2-3 times. The first one I've seen many times.
Yeah, it's like the first one feels like it's like part of the fabric of it all. Like it feels right in the pocket.
It's like they blew their whole load on the first one. They were just trying to.
I like the second one a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies like that where I won't. Yeah. I like Josh Brolin's take on that character.
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job.
Same.
I did. But I'm looking forward to seeing what else this WandaVision brings to us. We saw literally the tear in the fabric of their reality.
Correct.
So did they say when this takes place?
They don't.
They still
because if it's like before Endgame versus after Endgame, it makes a huge difference to me when this happens. Because like if it happens before Endgame, that means all this shit is resolved and there's no consequences or repercussions.
100% agree with you.
Yeah. So we don't know. It is. I mean, the girl gets ejected out of the space.
But he's dead at the end of Infinity War, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So it can't happen between those two.
I mean, like, but if
who knows
she's
if
fucking
he
with
even really
reality,
exists at this point?
yeah.
This could all
If
be-
she's creating everything,
but
dude, if she creates all of this because she's heartbroken about him dying in Infinity War,
but then she loses her mind, though. It makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense, but I'm hitching my carriage right up to your horse.
yeah.
Like, fuck it.
So,
Stupid.
So we know at the
But
end.
why though? She was pretty broken up. I mean, I think
because of what you just said, that it's non-consequential, that it means nothing, that it's all sorted out, that it's like it's a spin-off fun thing.
Oh yeah,
it's in the wrong time. Had this came out literally between the two, under those same confines, it would have worked for me.
Why between? Like I was saying, like if this takes place after Endgame, after everything, then this could lead to something bigger.
Yes, then it's perfect.
Yeah.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it took place after Infinity War, before Endgame,
that's not good.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay.
And extra fuck it if it's because of Vision's death in Infinity War. because then not only is it inconsequential, but they missed the right time to put it out.
Yes.
Right.
And it would have, even if we knew it would have gotten all worked out in Endgame, but Endgame hadn't come out yet, it would have meant so much more in Endgame to see those characters and have him come back. It would have been like,
Yeah.
So it just would have been wrong timing on top of wrong time.
Yeah, correct. Because I was thinking, like, she held her shit together. She still had a goal, right? But after Thanos is defeated, there's nothing left. Then she sits there by herself with fucking nothing, and then she loses her shit.
I'm good.
That's the way to go, right?
I'm good. Or yeah.
So-
or if it's even Tony, or like if it could be anything,
So twice she is not like the way things are going and ran it back. So she did that in, I think, the second episode. She kind of rewound and started over.
Yep.
And in this episode where Vision says something like he's kind of seeing the cracks in things, she rewinds it and he says some like
it's giving me the
sitcomish
chills,
line.
because of the potential.
Right.
Yes.
So at
was so let
the end
down,
of the
though.
episode, at the end of the episode, when the girl gets, basically she throws this girl out of her world and she lands in. The sign says West, wherever they are. Well, West, what's the name?
Philadelphia, born and raised. On
Yeah,
the playground West
right.
most of my days.
Well,
That's exactly what it is.
I hope it's. I didn't take note, but I think in the book, the Vision book, where they have like it's like the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, like the Nova.
It's West something, but the sign actually says that. So there was, I guess, a debate whether she completely don't do that, made up that entire. Let us have some things, Joe. That's not Joe. That's not okay.
I'm sorry, I'm flashing them gang signs.
Yeah, he's doing cultural appropriation.
I guess there was a thought of maybe this is all she's constructed this whole place, but now it looks more like she's taken over because there's. Outside this bubble she's created, there's all these vans and helicopters and shit. So people are aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's just
great.
it's the right recipe. It's just how long they leave that bitch in the oven for.
That's the fucking thing. Like with something with such high potential, it's like building up for greatness are a huge disappointment.
Yes.
I have a joke. I'm just going to say it because there's no way to tie it in.
Okay.
What do you call? I'm just being transparent because Joe, what do you call a half elephant, half fish? What do you call their urine?
No idea.
LMNOP.
Yeah, I like it.
That's
clever.
That's
science.
That's original content, right?
Oh, is it really?
Because of the alphabet, LMNOP.
Yeah, no.
No,
I
I
get
said
part.
that the other day. I'm like, huh. And I test kitchen that a couple times with Kelly. I'll be honest.
Test kitchen.
I'm just transparent with it. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
you've been
be
writing
upfront.
these down.
Be upfront.
I figured I would.
She's
try to
not
learn
judging you like Laura's judging him, right?
that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know if our relationship's ever been 100% the same.
Shut a wizard behind a curtain.
Trying to work out. So we have a third person in our Crashbox team now. Mason's working with us and struggling a little bit on the workflow. Who's going to do what, when, and where. So we don't have a log jam of we need you to do this. He's taking over a lot of he runs the machines and for the foam and he's cleaning and he's doing a great job. I did notice, and it was my fault. Sometimes a cut will go askew, so I'll just copy that one piece and do it. Well, I had apparently put a white box over this one piece of a panel that we cut 4 of before anybody noticed, and I actually went to start gluing it together, and I'm like, fuck. So we'll have a scratch and dent sale at some point in time. It's like, don't throw this away. They're perfectly fine. They're just not as advertised. So
Right.
We'll sell them
I'm sure
later.
you can sell them.
Yeah, so we're working through that, and I think today Kelly's going to start boxing up the first set of orders. So
Wow,
I've had
nice.
a tremendous response to this set, which I was a little. I'm always a little nervous when we release this stuff, but
And it's something different, right?
It is something different.
It's a brave new world.
I'd say it's Shopify says how many times per people have bought or whatever, and we keep track of it. This is, I'd say, 80 to 90% new customers versus like the
Wow.
Belt Mythic stuff.
Holy shit.
There's some
Now
crossover.
you need to make space castles and get them all.
Working on it. I'm only on yeah.
Are you expanding your basement?
I saw Cystic put up a new pre-order. I thought of you.
But yes, they're doing a kicks. They're doing a crowdfunding thing for a video game they're going to put out. That there's figures involved as well.
A video game based on those.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Why did-
That's fucking awesome.
It's like a turn-based. are
They could have just gone on Steam and have it on pre-sale, but they probably haven't done this before. But people will start developing games. You can just put them up as alphas, and people will start finding you as you develop. Like there are games in development for years, and people have just been playing for years.
That's cool though.
Yeah,
it's a cool idea. For
it's the actual characters, and
then it'll make people attached to them even more, and that's smart. That's smart stuff.
They got some interesting things that you can do in the crowdfunding. I mean, you can buy, and they're doing army builders is what they call them of the green skinned orcs, which is they've been kind of expensive to buy in the secondary market, but they come with like a ton of accessories. They're like $54 a piece, which is
bad.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, the normal figure's $35, but this literally comes with. I haven't looked at every single piece. It comes with a ridiculous amount of accessories. So it's $54, and you can, buy the game and get the figures, or just get the figures, or like they've got where you can get scanned in the game. It's like $1,000,
awesome.
I think.
I mean,
that's
cool.
cool.
$1,000 is, I mean, well, it depends on how successful the fucking game is going to be. It's
Right.
worth it for your face to be in that bitch.
And they've done this pretty much. They've done this in the past. It's intern for a day. I think it's $300. You basically get to you come to their studio and
Cold cut sandwiches.
sandwiches.
Dude, I'll pay $300 just hang out there all day and be like, where the fuck are the double elbows? Where the fuck are the double hinged knees? You motherfuckers are behind the 8 ball just all day. I spent my $300. Dude, take your ear protection off. You're gonna listen to me, goddammit.
Shit on them all day.
Yeah, that'd go over like a fart in church. And
Fart in church goes better than a cough in church nowadays.
you're I'd say you're right, Joe. I'd say you're right. And I made the announcement this week that I'm no longer wholesaling. I'm not selling mezcos anymore.
Not by your choice.
Not by my choice. They've made some business decisions that they're going to change the way they do business. I don't know a ton of the details about it, but that's pretty much what I was told. I ended up, letting everybody know. It was interesting because I told everybody pretty much at the same time. I just sent messages out to everybody whose contact I have, and the way I was selling those was kind of haphazard. I just write down your Instagram name. Well, if you change your Instagram name, I don't know who the fuck you are. It isn't like it says this account is now moved to this,
right? And
nobody's telling me anything. So I put up a post, just hey, this is over, blah blah blah. You guys may have seen what I put up.
I hadn't, but Tyler.
Yeah,
that's how I knew you did it.
So it was interesting, the reaction to that. I got a lot of messages from people I know. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I'm fine. And
it's just not worth it.
It's over. And I got a ton of comments on like, why are you guys breaking ties? I'm like, no, it doesn't say we're breaking ties. I still have a relationship with them. I'm just not going to sell their product anymore. That's what it boils down to.
You're still buying their shit.
I'm still buying their shit. I'm still a fan of their product.
Tell them start making some spacemen. Tell them keep up or get the
That's
fuck
right.
off.
And I know, and I still work hand in hand with people who work for them, pretty much on a weekly basis on the diorama stuff. People don't realize that because I don't really advertise it that much, but there it is. But the thing that got me the most was all the comments that I got were from people that have never bought anything from me. And it gets one level deeper. There's a lot of mezco groups, obviously, and I don't really sell in those because there's a bunch of people already that do what I do, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth splitting the hairs here. So I didn't really advertise that I sold in there. Well, somebody had just basically screenshot my post and put it up there, and then all these people are like asking me, and I'm like, why do I owe you any explanation? The majority of the people, and I'd said this, is like, did you even know that Crashbox sold mezco prior to this post? Probably not. And that's what irked me the most is like you people coming out of the woodwork being nosy and asking these questions, and you've never bought a thing from me. It's I know how
Bobby's got a song about that.
I know.
Yeah, it was like because you're talking my language. Yeah. I do want to say one thing because there's so much to unpack here, so to speak. Let me tell you, and I know you're still a fan. I know you still have a relationship with them, and I'm very proud of it. I brag about it. I'm happy for you. But I want to say this. I think it's bullshit that they didn't honor the orders that you had pre-existing.
Yes,
to be
that is bullshit.
I 100% agree. And my opinion on that has been voiced to the powers that be.
Copy that. I just think they should have been like, look, you have pre-orders up until Space Skull 34. we're gonna call it there. Okay, at least that's you're not putting me in a spot.
And that's the thing that
okay,
that's the thing that works. And I'm on the same page with you.
Okay,
I'm totally on the same page.
Stop canceling your order.
And, so the day I did that, I was like, well, I need to. I don't have all my pre-orders secured because I was my own. They say
you pre-order for yourself,
Joe. They
too.
say don't get high on your own supply, but I didn't listen.
Now let me just dump that. That's out of the way and get to this conversation. I'm going to give you an example. GCI Toys.
Heard of them?
Okay, so they always. So my relationship started with them. This is a deep dive. I probably should do this somewhere else, platform wise, but we're here.
William P.
So yes. So our relationship started with him sending me a bag of Energon cubes and Kremzeeks that he was producing.
Yep.
And
He sent those out to a lot of people.
And was like, look, would you mind taking these to TFCon, selling them in bundle? And I did.
Yep.
Sure, I got you. Like I don't even think at the time I knew he was heavy into selling toys. If memory serves, and I could be off, but if memory serves. And in my head, I was just like, look, I will. Laura's making something.
Okay.
In my head, I was just like, look,
That's the drones?
I've always supported fan made shit. I've always supported Crashbox. I've always supported like Printformers and fucking Sick of You Customs and anybody that does that shit. I'm all about it. So that was my angle with it. Cool. Then it started to be like a selling thing, and I was buying toys from him. He was hooking me up with pre-production samples that I've never had really the capability of looking at.
Yep.
So like the dude has been an ace for me, right? And has asked very little in return.
Yep.
Then shit starts going left, right? With whatever he had going on in his personal life alongside with however that was spilling over into his professional life. Shit started going left. Maryland Phil, had an order in with him on my behalf. I still don't know. I should call him. I still don't know if he ever got that Cyclonus. It was a Cyclonus. I want to say it was X-Transbots. Could have been. It could have been Fans Toys, but I want to say it was X-Transbots. So I said, look, man, I'll hit him up, because Phil's a friend of mine and I want to help, obviously. So I'll hit him up and ask him, and I hit him up, and he had an answer for me. I don't remember if there was a whole lot to it, but he had an answer for me. So I was able to do that for Phil. Let's find out real quick. Oh, I almost called the wrong fucking Phil. That would have been a big mistake.
Is that one of those, why do I have that number in my phone?
No, that's like it would be like calling your boss's boss's boss.
Oh.
Be like, hey, did you ever get that fucking Cyclonus? But yeah, let me just call him and see if he'll answer.
Phil's probably at work.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
Send it to voicemail. He's on a dinosaur hunt. He's on a dig.
I missed those.
Me too. This shit was funny. If that shit had paid out more, like if it had got more views and shit, I would have continued that.
Dinosaur.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, dude? Hey, you're live on Nerd Racing.
Live!
So don't,
What's up,
Okay.
Phil?
so don't say anything weird about your feet.
All right.
I got a quick question for you. Did you ever end up getting that? It was Cyclonus, right, from GCI?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Just wanted to make sure it was pertinent to the conversation.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem. All right, see you.
See ya.
See you, Phil.
So he ended up getting it. I'll tell you, this is the first I think that I know that he actually got it. Never heard a peep about it from him.
From Phil?
From Phil. Never heard a, man, you co-signed this dude, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never heard a peep. But the people I did hear shit from, most of which had never fucking bought from him. Mm-hmm. You know? And it's like, it's at that same boat, dude. It's like motherfuckers will put on a cape for somebody else's shit. I'm going through it with the Critique the Dummies videos.
Yeah.
The people send in pictures of their collection. Every single one of them, including the ones that we tear apart, hit me up personally like, that shit's changed the way I'm looking at this shit. I took all my shit off. Some people have sent me like almost week by week updates of like, this is what I'm doing. Like, you guys are right. Like, you know. But the people that I hear
they
about,
knew that. When you told them, don't send them in
I have
if
a
you don't
question.
want to be.
100%.
I watched the newest one.
I'm only halfway through that one. And
Okay.
we watch them two at a time.
I watched that this morning. are the people on the ones you did? Are those have those people seen? How do I say this? Did they send you have those been in the hopper since before you started this, or have those been since the first ones come out? I guess what I'm asking, do they know what they're getting?
No.
Okay.
These people. Well, so I said in the beginning when I did post the post about it, I was like, look, you gotta
Be thick skin.
You got to have a thick skin. You got to know what time it is. Like, but I'm still working through the initial 24-hour batch.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know exactly because, yeah, and you're exactly right. People, run to one way or the other. Well, I'll give you another example. Megalopolis Toys, who I think is completely imploded at this point. Their website, last time I looked, was down. Their retail store has a for lease sign on it. They apparently are focusing all their energy on this premium DNA line, which is like they've got the Barnyard Commandos and Mad Balls, I think, and they're doing some oddball stuff like. And I don't even know if that's all going to happen.
Mad Ball.
Sorry,
they're doing some Mad Ball stuff.
Yeah. They commissioned us to build a barn for them,
which looks fucking awesome, by the way.
And there's a like YouTube. There's like a trailer for these, and the barn's all in it. Mm-hmm. I've never posted that because I don't want the smoke. Because I know all it's going to be. Fuck Megalopolis. They took my money. I pre-ordered stuff and I've never gotten it. Yeah. And I could post it and not turn comments on, but it's just like it's. I don't want that kind of energy. And Kelly, I know she listens to this. She's like, why have you not shown that? It's on our website actually. Yeah, she was like, I'm putting it on the website. Fuck it. Which is fine.
She did a lot of work.
She did. She did. She worked her ass on it.
It feels great.
But I'll tell you, it's like that dude Big Top in fucking Snatch. Bring it back to Guy Ritchie. Mm-hmm. If I give a dog a bone, I don't want to fucking know how it tastes. That's what it is. Yeah. Like I'm doing something. Like I'm having an experience with it. I'm forwarding that information to you. If it didn't work out for you, I'm fucking sorry. Yeah. I can't predict it. Right.
It's not on you.
Really. And to get back to it, so I told the group of the Jackal guys that like Dom orders everything through me. Dave. JD had some stuff. A couple other guys, Todd R, Alex, just pretty much everything.
Todd R's a good dude.
And Todd, I'm gonna put your business out a little bit. Todd's done. He's selling all his Mezco.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He said he just isn't worth trying to track it all down.
Well, so that's the other thing I was going to say in regard to it is I also think if they weren't going to honor all of these private kind of dealers, they need to put new pre-orders up for all of it.
So, you're not wrong.
But it's because they have contract with big companies now, right? So they can't do that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how.
Yeah, we don't know how.
I don't know how this business is.
They can't undersell them.
And I don't know if they're doing it with all the internet sellers, quote unquote, as I do the finger things like anybody can see. But it was interesting that day. Like me and Dom and Ace and we were just kind of scrambling around trying to find everything. Mm-hmm. And I think we all found everything except one. There's just one particular Conan of all things is sold out everywhere. Nobody has Conan. But most of the time when the stuff actually comes out, people have extras or somebody will back out. You just got to kind of pay attention. So I'm not worried about catching it. It's just I don't know. It really kind of rubbed me the wrong way about the whole thing. And truth be told, I'm not mad about not selling it anymore. I'm completely fine with it. That's what people are like. You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for checking.
It's better for your life at the end of the day.
It is.
Not have to sell that shit.
Yeah,
it's one less thing off your plate.
Listen, I wasn't buying a ton. I was normally buying. It's a case of 6. Minimum is 2 cases.
Yeah,
that was what I bought a lot of the time. Sometimes I'd get 4 cases. It just depended on how many. We had just loaded the website and we had just started doing it through there, and I'd actually getting some more traffic through that. But so I had to go in and refund all those people. But I was getting basically 2 free figures and making $100 or so.
I don't know if it's worth the headache for
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think I'll just pay for my stuff and be done with it. Yeah. So
I would never sell toys. Never.
I know you have. I have, and I'm done.
And exactly.
I've literally been fucked every time.
Let me tell you why I would never sell toys.
Every time.
Every person I know that sells toys
has been fucked.
Has always gotten fucked. And has never had anything positive to say about it. That's you, Nick the toy guy, and Hung. Mm-hmm. And every single one of them never has anything like, what's great about it? It's always like, what fucking sucks? And here's another thing, Bob. That's fucking Hung, dude. Yeah. That dude will bob me to death. Like,
I mean,
it doesn't matter how many times I say, yeah, well, Bobby. Yeah, Bob, listen, I got the, like...
Well, the problem ordering stuff from the, Chinese companies that are making these third parties, they don't fucking tell you what the shipping price is.
No.
You may take pre-orders assuming that you're paying $5 a figure to get them in the country. Well, guess what? It's $15 a figure, and that's all your margin.
Yep.
And you're fucked.
Yeah.
At least I'll give Mezco credit. They had a great wholesale program. You could make some decent money at volume. Some of the higher end figures, the higher dollar figures, you could make decent money at, but I never did enough to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't have an account with them anymore. And like I said, I'm fine with that. The way it did with all the volume going, or my past orders going away.
Let me.
I'll tell you a little bit more detail about that offline that I'm not going to get into here. But
I was going to say, let me add a layer of sauce onto that. The fucking dude, Robert is a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, we know that.
So he just all right. He asked me of a very small favor last night. Right, I was able to work it out, and I said, "Okay, cool, I got you." Very small favor. Not even. I wouldn't have even expected a thank you. Like just to like almost like Joe, could you pass the cup? You know what I mean? Like if you pass it, I will say thanks because I was raised well. But like if I didn't say thanks, you wouldn't be like, man, he didn't even appreciate that.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So it was like that. The dude has thanked me for it now almost 18,000 times. And he just sent me a text right now and said, Bobby. And I said, thank you with a question mark. And he said, no, I really appreciate it, man.
nice. Good looking out, Robert.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to add this layer of sauce onto it, onto that whole conversation with taking shit from people that don't have any fucking skin in the game anyway. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it is for Crashbox because of the same thing. You didn't even post a video for the smoke and blah blah blah. So I get that, but like I end up donating more time to the people that have nasty shit to say or nasty things, little weaselly things they do. I end up donating more time to that, which ends up taking away from time from people that are actually really supporting the shit that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that kills me. Like I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not donating it's like they're getting what they want. Mm-hmm. Those fucking people. Like they're getting exactly what the fuck they want.
All people want is attention.
Yep.
That's all it is. And that's us sitting here doing this, whether we like it or not.
Yep.
It's people commenting nasty or otherwise.
I mean, it's different though. They're not at least the people not getting direct attention, which is what they want.
Yeah.
They want you to they want you to address to them, but like ignore them. Don't be the trolls. That's all there is to it. At the end of the day,
It's hard.
I mean,
For me,
I've
anyway.
tried to really take an active step towards being better communicating, like replying to comments on Instagram, which is where the most of my business transacts from. Just positive or negative, trying to just respond.
There's some people out there I don't know how they do it. Have you ever seen Yak Face?
I'm
replies
familiar,
to everything.
Yeah.
And I see it, and I'm just like, how in the hell? Because he's running an operation there, like right. And I'm like, how in the hell do you do it?
He might have somebody that's all they
Maybe.
do. It's probably I could
Or like a
probably
wife or-
I could probably task Mason. Hey, I
Right,
need you to
right.
reply to comments for the next 4 hours or
I
whatever.
don't
but-
know. It's crazy.
Yeah, so we're just grinding away. The shop/basement is a complete disaster at this moment between materials and me trying to move some shit around, and it's worse than it was when you guys were there. And
You are coming up on an intervention.
we are. And
I was telling Joe, I was walking past and you'd find a box tucked away in a corner. I'd be like, there's 2 speeder bikes and a Django Fenn in here.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. It was
It
literally
wasn't tucked.
that.
Well, it was tucked away in the corner.
It was.
but it was purposefully put in that corner. So
a hoarder.
Kelly has boxed up all her stuff that was on the walls too, because all that red, the blood set we have upstairs is all coming downstairs because she decided she didn't like it, which is fine.
Right.
And then she ordered a new thing to go upstairs, which is really fucking dope. It came from Wayfair, which shout out to Wayfair. Their delivery people are top notch. They, excuse me, delivered it on Sunday, masked up, very courteous, very professional.
Didn't try to chat you up. Didn't try to chat you up.
No,
and
not at
ask
all.
you to help.
Nope. They definitely didn't do that. Although I did hold the door for them, but
You're a giver.
and they asked
You're a
for please fill out your survey or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure. So, so got to get all that rearranged. This is a lot of moving pieces, and the easiest thing to do is just box shit up at the moment. If it in what form it comes out, I mean, like I got in my Mando and Best Car set, which I see what you did over here, and I'm not sure I like it. There, old man Luke with. Anyways,
You see him hanging out?
no,
Look,
yeah,
Luke
Luke
with,
with,
old projection Luke.
is that the one from the Mando set? So I have that, and I didn't even open the box yet because I
like it.
I can't. I'm not going to shove anything else in that case right now until we get everything settled. I'm going to move some stuff and display some stuff upstairs, and just rearrange completely.
Yeah, I'm
so.
assuming your most your entire basement is going to be one workshop in the long run. I'm serious.
Well,
is there? I mean, you're working your DTOF space. You're working there now on the computer. You're doing designs and shit there. Like that.
Yeah.
Like eventually, 75% of your basement is going to be work area.
Yep. It's heading that way.
So
it would make more sense.
So be it.
Yeah.
Have a super sale.
Super
Make all that
Saiyan
money. Super spreader, super sale.
Super Saiyan spreader sale.
There you go. Yeah, and an hour in, that's my nerd week.
Yeah. No, that was a good conversation.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
and I had several people said, "Are you going to elaborate this on Nerd Rage?"
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's what that's the elaboration you get. So
Good. I mean, I think you're covered. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say about it, but there's so many. Unfortunately, with the exception of the relief of not having to deal with the headache anymore, there's so many layers of fucked up to that situation.
there is, and that was the part that was hard for me, was having to have those conversations
Correct.
with everybody.
Correct.
Like Chuck, for example. Chuck buys all his mezcos for me.
Right.
He's like, "This is fucked up."
Yeah.
Like, I know it is, Chuck, and I feel really bad, but there's nothing else I can do.
The only people that win are the fucking people complaining that aren't even fucking competing.
Yeah, exactly right. So, there you go.
So yeah, Expanse season 4, episode 5, I think. Slowly catching up, but it's getting tense again already. We're just, I do love that show. I'm speaking of fucking trolls and community.
Let's talk about it.
Like, so we're on Twitch a lot, right? So like, Chris has have a harder time like you. Like when trolls show up, I'm good at just ignoring them. Like when I'm reading through text and replying to people, like I just skip it, and then she keeps replying. I'm like, what are you doing? That's why they're still here.
Yeah.
If you don't fucking talk to them, they'll leave.
Yeah, they get bored.
Or ban them, because we can ban them, but we try not to ban people unless we have to. But yeah, just don't fucking talk to them, bro. Say, like, I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's hard for her too. Like,
I'll get you the fuck out of here now. I'll block you.
Right, exactly. That's the thing.
If
Just-
you even got a little hate pepper, like going, like on top of the words,
Yeah.
if I smell the hate, I'll fucking send you home.
right? Then that's all you need to do. That's how you create your community.
Yeah, 'cause
Just
I don't
you
wanna
create
deal
a
with
feed. But I don't know if you had that problem, Bobby, because you have a pretty big community. I'm sure Crashbox is a big community too, but I'm not sure if they talk to each other. But so I'm starting to have a hard time when people in the community don't get along with each other, and they get along with you. Like, you get along with both of them, but then they start to beef.
So I'll be honest with you. I've thought about setting up like a Facebook.
This is a good show today, boys.
I thought about setting up a fake Facebook like page or asking you how the fuck a Discord thing works, but then I'm fearful for that. I'm like, I don't want these people to
And
butt
then
heads,
then you feel like you're obligated to try and smooth it out.
So I've always on Facebook, I would step in and be like, "Look, play nice," or I would just say, or be respectful.
Right.
Like that's all. Like, you don't have to get along, but be respectful.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's my house.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll move into the DMs.
And you guys can like you right now. You two are both guests in my house, and you guys are more than welcome to have a disagreement. But if you start calling each other motherfucker and all types of shit, then I got to be like, look, be respectful in my house. That's how I deal with it.
It's a little bit.
But
yes,
I never have to deal with it on Patreon. Even when folks disagree, they're always super fucking polite to one another on it. Like, I love that fucking platform so much.
Because the only people there are people who want to be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's a reality where I switch everything to there. There's a reality where that happens.
when are you going to start
Well,
OnlyFans?
you can put free.
Yeah, dude, I told Laura I'd do it.
You can put free. You can put free content on Patreon.
I like being watched anyway. I do. It's a fact. It's a fact. I dig it. And
This Laura, though, that's the question.
look, there are conversations to be had in this arena, but this isn't the platform for it. Speaking of Patreon,
it's the dollar signs, right?
yeah,
That's not a free conversation, is what he's saying.
I will say this: in my soul, I'm an exhibitionist, and that goes across many platforms. I will say that. I'm with the shits. I will whip that motherfucker out. Like if I think it can go down, let's send it. Send it.
See if you can get a rise out of people.
Hashtag send it.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I got it too.
The wild as fuck OnlyFans Bobby Skullface just wearing the mask, just fucking naked.
Yep. Just like
Or just a robe and the fucking skull mask.
And then
up road videos.
Oh my! No one wants to see that angle.
And then
The angle of the angle.
and then what'll happen at conventions? Like people won't ask to see your tattoo. Whip that shit out, man. Let me see.
Yeah.
Are you the real Bobby?
Are you the
Skullface?
real Bobby? Oh yeah,
Whip it out.
that is you. That is a pretty motherfucker, isn't it?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oof. It's the community. It's a little harder to handle live. But yeah, like
So I mean,
it's just now. It's never come up before, but now like we had one person. Like it was a civil argument, but like it was getting heated.
Can you? So I'll say this on like so in the Realms live. You know, when there's a live chat, we have people with I don't know with the wrench that can block people in your timeouts.
Mods.
Can you do that for people that are like regulars in your chat, or do you guys have to handle that yourself?
We have mods.
Okay, so they could
Yeah.
handle it or whatever.
But like I said, these are both people in our, like it's not troll. Like they take over the trolls a lot of times. They'll ban them before we even.
Gotcha, and that's
worry about
awesome.
But it's also like I'll tell you what. When I've gone live and had some of that pop off, it's different because my wife's role in all of this is different than yours, right? But like a lot of times when that shit would pop off, and my wife would be like, "Play nice," or "Be nice, guys, be nice," and it's like hearing from your aunt or something. You know what I mean? So it's like it usually goes right away. So that's the easy thing about addressing it in live is you can just say it. You don't have to type it.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Finish Rebels.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you complain about space whales, man. They're great.
I didn't complain about them.
No,
you
rolled your eyes and be like, they're coming back.
No, I didn't say they. Oh, they come. I said you said I like them. I like good.
You don't like them.
Well,
You have an issue with them. I know.
I don't have an issue.
Them squid whales.
I love the concept.
Dude. And I thought the final battle with them coming in clutch like the fucking eagles in goddamn Lord of the Rings were great.
What do you think about the
And
time
zooming
travel?
the fuck out?
What do you think about the time travel stuff?
Time travel stuff. I mean, once I accepted that the Force is fucking magic, I'm good with all of it, including that. Like,
But that little alternate world with the doors and
I mean, I think that's just how they interpret it, and the Emperor wants to get there because then he can control everything.
Yeah.
But he couldn't get in; he had to be let in. But no, I like you said, like I was thinking that after the temple scene, everything was going to kind of go downhill or like be at a different level. But I don't. Maybe I just enjoy it differently than you. I think it's all great, and I think a lot of the stuff was better than the temple scene,
which is fine. I mean, that's just my opinion on it. That's just my favorite episode of it.
I love it. I love that episode, but
I just like it's the episode I think that made me feel. You know, and it's because of that relationship. The relationship is so. I mean, 7 seasons of relationship development between those two characters.
No, getting back to the whales. So we don't know where using hyperspace as a travel medium came from in this universe. One could assume that someone had found these whales and learned what they were doing and taken that and figured out how to manipulate it.
It's a whale of a good time.
It's like that in Avatar. They learned it from the animals. The earthbending and firebending, like they were like mole rats or whatever that can fucking earthbend, and people learn from them.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it makes sense. I like it. Like I said, after like a couple years ago when I had issues with the Dathomir witches, like using sorcery, I would have had an issue with the Force wolves and the Force space whales. But now I'm like, all of it is fucking awesome. The fucking wolves just walking through and like traveling to the other side of the planet through, I guess, like
wormholes.
Through their own Force wormholes. I think that's great.
I'll tell you what I was when I was watching it in real time.
Yeah.
I was super concerned when they did the time travel stuff because I was like, what is this setting up?
Right,
You
but
know, but they haven't really.
No, but also it fixes itself by like because dark side users can't get in there, right? The portal's also gone,
Right.
And
For now.
Yeah, for now. But also that like Ahsoka, it was already knew. It was like, no, you don't go back to fuck things up. Like, That
Yeah.
will fuck everything up.
But
Just let it go.
But the problem is not see that it's just like the fucking Patriot Act. The problem isn't necessarily what you're going to do with it; is what the next motherfucker's going to do with it. You know, and as soon as you introduce the concept,
Right.
it's like I was very concerned. I've been relieved that they've left it alone.
Yeah.
Because I was like, here it's going to be in the fucking comics. It's going to be in the fucking books. It's going to be like we're all going to like all of a sudden we'll be 30 years in the future. But we have to go back in time to what? Yavin. Yavin.
Jesus Christ.
You're going to learn about the lawnmower of the Yavin temple. The guy that had to keep the grounds. He's important.
He's the key to the whole thing.
He's the key to it all.
But I do like that they brought the father and daughter and son concept back. I was iffy on that when I first saw that
In Clone Wars?
In Clone Wars, I'm like,
I think that's a thing that has a lot more left to go too. You know,
Yeah.
like where I'm like, I need develop this even more. I want to see
yeah. At first, I didn't want any of it, but now, like, you know, them being part of the temple and the portal and stuff. Okay, you got something going on there.
Yes, I
I'm
agree.
more interested now.
I agree.
But I'm really interested in the fact that because I didn't know how it ended. I didn't know where Thrawn was, but now I know like Thrawn got space whaled with Ezra, and then now we have Ahsoka live action looking for him actively. I'm like, oh, so this is where that's going.
Yeah, and then it'll all tie together theoretically with Thrawn and Gideon's connection.
Right, so Thrawn got spaced out, but he still has his ship, I guess, mostly intact and somehow got away from the whales. Whereas, I guess, and Sabine is probably with Ahsoka somehow, looking for Ezra? Or Sabine's looking for Ezra and Ahsoka's looking for Thrawn.
Yeah, and I think
want to see that live action. I want to see Sabine Wren.
Yeah, Sabine is a character I'd like to get him, more development on too. Like just in her future with the Mandalorians.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
So I mean, it'd been rumored that was the character that Sasha Banks was going to, but the look's kind of there, you know.
I agree.
You know,
it would have been cool too.
Yeah.
Like if you just saw if I'd have saw that helmet come out, I'd have been like, okay. Like, but I probably wouldn't have got the fucking story I wanted. You know what I mean? They probably wouldn't even have touched on it anyway. But.
Yeah. But I would like to see that in the future for sure.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
6 season 4. Oh, for anime night we watched Perfect Blue, which is another real trippy, like mystery kind of deal, like murder mystery. And apparently, like I remember watching this when I was younger, and I didn't quite get it, and I understand the story a little bit better because it's told in a really convoluted way. Because it's about a person like thinking they're starting to develop a split personality and not knowing like what's real and what's not anymore. So especially in an animated format, you also lose track of what's real and what's not until like towards the very end. But I thought the story was good. The animation for the time is really good, and I think
what year is it from?
96 maybe.
Okay,
something like that. It's older. It's at least probably 15, 20 years old.
You had never seen it before?
I have when I was younger, but watching it again, I forgot that I watched it. But it's a classic. Like,
what was the name of that one?
Perfect Blue.
I'm gonna write that because it sounds like an interesting mind fuck.
It is.
It's purposeful. Obviously,
it is purposeful. And
Perfect
Blue, and a lot of it's well known because a lot of scenes, the direction wise, have been copied in like major movies.
Like when you see in the GIFs and shit where they show the
side by side. There's like a lot of those are specifically from this movie, from this director.
Nice.
So, but it was good to watch from a critical point of view, and watch Hellraiser 1 through 4 randomly because she didn't feel like doing game night because she didn't.
What do you say we knock these out?
She didn't.
I've never seen any of those.
Are you serious?
They're
fucked.
They're fun times.
The second one in particular, like I remember watching as a kid, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, I knew who
they're
Pinhead
not scary
was because
anymore.
It was just such a cool looking dude. But
and the lady with no skin on. And
Yep.
Yeah,
It's trippy. It's a fun romp.
a fun romp.
Yeah,
they rented well.
Number 3 is not good. 3 is awful. Like
I can't remember.
But 4
is good.
4 is gonna go to space.
Oh wow!
Well, it spans from the 1800s to space.
Yeah. There you go.
It's bloodlines. It tells the story of the box.
All right.
And what a deep story it is.
Not too deep, I hope. And fucking Krista, fucking 8,000 plus TikTok followers now. She
Nice.
just started like 2 weeks ago.
Dude,
I don't know how
I'll scroll through
how
there
how
sometimes.
TikToks work.
I'll scroll through there sometimes, and there'll be people that have like 2 million followers and have 3 videos. I'm like, what?
I don't understand
What
how it
do you
works.
do?
And she has like 4 or 5 YouTube videos now, but she only has like 100 and something followers. I'm like, I don't
I
know
think
how this
TikTok is a
works.
path to fame at the moment, and then you just
Oh, yeah.
bridge off of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was somebody, dude, he got a record deal off of TikTok because like his video it was him singing some like a sailing some like British song that they sang at the ports, and it was one of those things where people started like doing the duet with him and doing the like playing music, and next thing you know, he signed a fucking record deal.
I don't know why this movie. Oh, because Andrew Schultz kind of got famous off of TikTok and videos, like
Okay.
making the quick little comedy blurbs. Did you guys ever end up watching the Says America bit?
No, I haven't.
Dude, there's this one joke in there. It's like I think about it every now because it's so fast. You could almost watch it a few times, like to
I keep forgetting. I knew to write it down.
to pick up everything. But like he was talking about the, I believe anyway, if memory serves, he was talking about the people, the storming of the Capitol that were wearing all the military gear and shit. And he was like, you see these guys? He was like, because they're all like fat and shit. He's like, this is Meal Team 6.
Meal Team 6. Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
and that's it. She rebranded all her social medias, TikTok, fucking Twitch, fucking Insta. Everything is terrible He-Man now. So it's like I didn't know it's a big thing that she had to have a big ass conversation with some of her other social media friends about like rebranding. Apparently, is a big deal. Like when you're coming up, it's fine, but like once you've established some shit, like if you were to change your name from Bobby Skullface to
Bobby Normal Face.
Bobby Normal Face, like apparently that's a huge fucking deal, even though people already know who you are.
Dude, changing a lot of it from because everything was missing heroes at first.
Yes.
And changing a lot of that to Bobby Skullface still presents challenges to me.
Really?
Yeah, to this day.
I wanted to just change everything to Crashbox, but like there's some woman that hasn't posted anything in
That's another
4
fucking thing.
years that has the crash. And I've messaged her.
Dude.
I'm like, hey, can I buy this from you, please? And she's never
not even.
responded.
She's probably dead.
I don't know.
She'll have the name forever. I can't get Uncle Dolphin any fucking where.
Well, like Mason uses.
I think just double underscore.
Mason uses Frosted Flakes. He has 5 underscores on Instagram to get it because that's how many people have it. But
Yeah.
that's like, come on, what you haven't posted? That sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I did have one more thing before you get started.
Yeah.
So
No.
and this is kind of a mind fuck a little bit. So I went to Lowe's the other day. I was looking for something, and I knew what I wanted, and I knew what I wanted it to do. And I'm going to ask you guys this question: if you're in that situation and you don't really feel like asking anybody initially where something is, are you going to go to where that item is with what it goes with, or what type of work it is? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So it's an electrical
I'll go to
part I
electrical.
need. Would you go to electrical?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you what I was looking for. I was looking for a plug with a double wire coming out of it because I need to wire something up.
Like
Where would you go in to sort of look for that?
electrical. That's what like surge protectors and shit are, right?
Yeah,
And the electrical boxes. Yeah, that's all we go.
unless there was, it depends on the store.
Yeah.
If there was something that said like adapters or something,
Okay.
I would go to that area first.
So I went to electrical as well. It's with the lamps because it was
Yeah,
a lamp cord.
that doesn't seem right.
But the lamps is usually by electrical and Home Depot at least.
Well,
like,
it
lamps
is
next to Home.
It is, but it was on this little like how like in they have little desks where people sit and don't wear their mask properly in these big markets. So it was right
I
behind there.
haven't gone
There's,
in since
there's
then.
like a half gondola, and there was all the electrical.
I hate to interrupt, but nerd rage. Woman I saw not yesterday, but the day before.
At the mop place.
COVID positive, confirmed, hanging out, and I was like,
They know that. Everyone knows that.
yeah. And I was like, hey, would you mind pulling the mask up over your nose? I'd appreciate it because you got COVID. You told us that, remember? Like you mentioned, you were making a big deal about it, like in a public place.
Is this a
Coworker?
coworker?
No,
Okay,
no,
but
no.
a client.
Yeah, but not even a client, just a person that was there.
But
He
said
was like,
that
yeah,
they're
I'm COVID positive. I'm masked on here. Can smell everything. Can smell her own COVID. Yep. And I was like, hey, would you mind pulling it up a little bit? Because you all that COVID talk, just up a little bit.
That's awful.
Quarter inch, if you wouldn't mind.
Fucking people.
Yep.
Just don't give a
Who
fuck.
gives a fuck? Fuck them. Fuck you, right?
Yeah.
I'm
fine. I got COVID and I feel well.
I can't
Yeah.
breathe well with this mask on.
Yeah.
So I've got to breathe, Joe. Fuck you. I
gotta
fuck
spread
your
my COVID.
family. Fuck everybody that you may know or care for because I'm slightly uncomfortable.
Yep.
That's what it is.
That is what it is.
So that process led me, because I said something to Kelly. She's like, "Oh yeah, it's with the lamps," and it's like that's the difference in the way our people's minds
Like
work.
that she already knows?
Well, she probably just knew where it was, but
Okay.
I would never have thought to go look in the lamps for that. I would have
It's
gone
hard
to
in those
electrical
places
section.
too. There's so many of those sections, especially electrical. It's just
Yeah.
like tiny boxes full of shit. It's a lot like those displays you are fucking reviewing.
Exactly. Like every
It's just stuff. It's just shelves of stuff.
every rat bat ever made.
Tiny boxes filled with shit. Yeah, dude, that guy.
Dude, that guy. Dude, he
thorough.
has
He's
everything.
thorough.
He had
and
everything.
He had everything, and you can.
there's an organization there.
There is. He cares, right? But like
Too much. He cares too much.
A lot of the comments have circled around his
His was the last one we watched.
conversation, and he said like a lot of people are like, this guy doesn't even care about the piece anymore. He's just collecting Transformers.
Yeah.
Like
It's-
All of it.
So-
I mean, Deluxe is kind of like that, right?
I don't even think he goes that far though. I don't know.
I did I think the last one you guys did, the guy who had the Castle Gray Skull with the diorama.
in the Magic case. I think.
Is that
did not
he
see
had
that
the
yet.
Snake Mountain,
yeah.
but you guys did not call him out for having Mumra,
yeah.
the ever living.
I didn't see it. Somebody put it in the comments. They
in
were
his
like, they
case.
were like Mumra sneaking into Snake Mountain.
That's an impressive piece. Speaking of which, just real quick, Super 7. Did you have Super 7's doing a Thunder Tank
Oh, I
Which scale?
for their whatever
for that guys?
7-inch?
I am going to go
Poorly
in on,
painted
7-inch,
figures.
non-scaled.
I think I am going to go in on their Thundercats just to get the core, like 4 or 5 characters. They're going to go in a little cube.
Yeah, I see a space
Yep,
over there.
little cube over there. Be done.
No, you're not getting a tank though. Obviously.
No.
I thought you had some Thundercats already.
I got nothing.
No.
Nothing.
You had something. Were you looking at them? You had a box.
Yeah, I was looking at
Yeah,
it.
you're looking at them.
Yeah.
I don't know that I need them. I don't.
Kristen needs them. I think I need to get the statue set and just fucking call it.
Yeah.
I think it's like $850 or something like
Just
that.
get it over with.
It's not bad for
you don't
all
have
the
to buy it all. at
Shogi's
once,
got
though.
it. It's fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been hitting me up, showing me his picture.
Yeah.
He's the one who's getting me like wanting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's fucking great.
Sorry for the nerd rage there.
No.
Oh, Perfect Blue is not for children at all. It's
Okay.
fucking 18 plus for sure.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So I watched. I want to say I watched some documentaries, but I did watch. I wanted to watch my show, the Your Honor, but they didn't.
Yes.
Apparently, they didn't have a new episode this
No.
week. So, because I think
we're waiting shit.
because of foosball, like the big football game. Or something.
Isn't
I actually watched a little of the football game
I
this
saw
weekend.
something on my feed saying like people aren't pulling out. The advertisers are pulling out from the big game.
So Pepsi, Coke, Budweiser are all just
Those are big
They're
names.
donating their money to something.
Why?
Instead of doing Super Bowl ads this year,
Any particular reason? Like,
because it probably doesn't matter.
A is like it sounds good for them. Oh, we're not going to use this money. We're going to use the money to donate. It sounds good.
They're
And
donating
B,
it to vaccine awareness. Is what one of
then
them.
why don't you just donate to the vaccine production?
yeah, really.
And B, like the viewership is probably going to be lower this year.
You think?
So
I
like,
feel like
it might
people
not be
need
worth it.
I feel like more people will be watching it this year than ever.
Well,
Just
just
might not have just had the wherewithal to get the commercials put together.
the thing is,
that might-
I don't know when it is because there's been not much talked about. Like usually when it comes around, like everyone coming in the store.
So-
what about the game?
It'll be not this Sunday, but the following, I believe.
I've been hearing a lot about it.
Okay, so like usually in the pharmacy, like people
Right,
come
right,
in,
right.
the front guy, front end manager, the white guy, the one white guy is into that shit.
I'm trying to think but yeah, I don't know how so anyway, I was just bummed that, I'm really digging the show and
Yeah, that is no.
yeah. I watched some shit. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. All this stuff that I wanted to go over. And
That's why I made notes.
Yep, I should have.
Teen Titans season 2 finished it.
No, I did do a diorama. Like I knocked it out in one day. Like yeah,
Dude, getting efficient.
Well, it's a super simple one, super simple 7, and I'll tell you, it's for a Transformers shelf, and it's fine. It's nothing to write home about. It's fine. It's functional, and the sky looks good. But here's what I'm learning about my Transformers shelves with the ones I have left, because the ones I have left now are pretty much like, like fingers
Yeah,
crossed,
that's
hodgepodge.
gonna happen.
Yeah. So I'm basically having to make dioramas for my figures that I have, but the dioramas have to work for the figures I hope I get one day.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
it's actually it's tricky. So I just started this other one, that is going to house Mindwipe and Weirdwolf right now. Okay?
Oh, that's why they're on the floor over there.
Yes. Best case scenario, no. Second best case scenario, Mindwipe, Weirdwolf, and Skullcruncher. Right? All three have masters. And they'll all fit in there perfect. But I've designed the diorama in such a way that it's going to fit Mindwipe, Weirdwolf, Skullcruncher, and the two horror cons.
Oh, are you going to get those?
I got them already.
Okay.
So if they make Target Masters, I free up a whole shelf just for Target Masters. But it's kind of interesting, just the cat and mouse game it's become.
Well, third-party Transformers.
I have a question for you about that. So you're down. The nitty is past the gritty at this point. If you could get, if somebody decided to make G1 stylized like what the rest of them are, but non-transformable, just bots. Just so you'd have something on the shelf. You're down for that?
100%.
Okay.
I mean,
100%.
he never cared about the transformation in the first place.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah, 100%. I want to say. Oh, I watched WandaVision, of course. Watched The Shining.
The original.
Because
There's another one.
Yeah,
There's a remake.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think I've seen
yeah.
it.
it's I think it was made for TV.
I think you're maybe right about that.
Because Jaina read the book, which I'm not sure was the best choice. I'll be honest. It hasn't bothered her at all. But like,
I read the book too, but I don't remember.
it was written in the 70s.
Yes. I mean, a lot of Stephen King books are actually, the older ones have a lot of iffy things in them.
Yeah, and there's a lot. There was a number of talk. So Laura read it too because that was like going to be a little bonding thing. They were both going to read it together, and then we were all going to watch the movie, and then Jane and I were going to bond on watching the documentary about it, which I'm not sure you've ever seen, but it's fucking amazing. Well, it's a product of its time. The book. And some of the language choices that are used in it, and needed to have a couple conversations. But I will say this: that oh wait, I'm getting a phone call. Hello.
This is a second notice that the factory warranty on your vehicle may have expired.
Oh, you
and
want
should
to
be
do it?
reactivated
I'm doing it.
to protect you against the cost of repairs. New affordable extended warranty programs have been introduced that could save you thousands of dollars over the next few years. If you have not responded to this notification, it's not too late. Please don't make the mistake of driving without a warranty.
That's
You
a
are
long
still
ass
eligible
answer.
to reactivate warranty coverage. This is a final call before we close the file. Press 2 to be removed from the follow-up list, or press 1 to speak with a representative now about your vehicle.
This is going to make me cringe, isn't it?
Hello, this is Vehicle Protection Services. What is the year, make, and model of your car?
Yes, sir. Who was that gentleman I was just speaking to? The gentleman
Well,
that just
I'm
called
calling
my.
you from Vehicle Protection Services.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was just talking to the vehicle protection specialist, and he wouldn't answer anything I was saying. He just kept talking. He wouldn't let me get one word in. Just kept talking, and it made me want to click a button whether I want to speak to a representative or I want to get off the no call.
I can't. I just
It
can't.
boggles my mind
can't.
that's such a thing. That's the scam right now.
But the thing is, it must be working. Scams exist when they work. Like
They do.
they go away, right? Like you don't see much of the Nigerian prince anymore. Even once in a while you might, but they were working at the time. So I keep getting these calls. We all keep getting these calls because it's working right now.
It is. Oh, well, I have one more.
Yeah.
The Office is such a time. It's a time void for me. If The Office is on, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch 4 or 5 episodes, and I can't help myself. I just love that show so much.
It's good. I love it.
It's the American version, Bob.
I love the American version.
It's just so many.
I love the
it's-
American
it's
version.
So
Love it, Chris. I do. I love it. Thoroughly enjoy it.
So if you were going to show somebody had never seen the American Office, Bobby,
no, I'm familiar
somebody
with
has
it.
never seen it, what is the one episode you think that you should show them?
So I don't know it. I don't know it that well. My favorite joke in any of that show is when he says, "Whenever I'm in New York, I like to grab one of my favorite slices, like from my favorite pizza place in this fucking Sbarro's." That's my favorite.
So I'll tell you, the first time I went to New York for work that I just had time to stroll around, I found that and took a selfie and sent it to Kelly and Mason. It was like my best pizza in town. My favorite episode, if anybody knows, is the dinner party. where Michael and Jan have a dinner. It's the most awkward thing, but you get like everything. All the relationships are compacted into this 22 minutes, and it is incredible.
Yeah.
If anybody ever.
I've only seen The Office once. I saw it all the way through, and we kind of binged it. Like it was when it went up on Netflix, and we just like ran through because we had never seen it. And yeah, we loved it. We loved it.
Speaking of streaming, I want to bring this up.
You know, your second favorite pizza place. That's how we felt about it.
Exactly, second favorite pizza. Like it's pizza.
But still loved it.
It's still-
no,
it's still-
not, it's not even.
It's,
just
it's
pizza.
not British pizza.
Not even just yeah. You got to feed that like a baby bird. But it's not even that it was bad. It was really good.
Yeah.
It's like, man, if our favorite spot is close, or maybe sometimes you have too much of the favorite spot, you just need to switch it up.
Yeah.
Love to have it from the second spot.
So it's not on Netflix anymore. It's on Peacock, which is NBC's streaming service. Something interesting happened yesterday. It's probably not on your radar. WWE has a network. They sold the rights to their network to Peacock, to NBC, Universal, Bobby, for five years for I think $1 billion.
Wow.
So like I pay right now.
It's like least.
I pay $10 a month for the WWE network. Flex. It's going to be on Peacock now, which is actually only $4.99 for the commercial version or $10 for the non-commercial version. But I think what's happening is what I feared. We all got away from cable, but every single cable station has a streaming platform. So it's like $10 here, $10 here. So hey, I'm paying $200 for TV again.
I mean,
if you want to watch all that shit, but at least it's a la carte, right? You
exactly.
don't have to
You don't have to buy all the channels for the 3 that you want to watch.
Right. I just thought that was interesting because apparently WWE has like 1.5 million subscribers that they're selling essentially to NBC, who I think they have 27 million, but that's probably we have Xfinity Cable, and through Xfinity Cable we get Peacock Premium for free.
But see, that's the thing. They're going to all start merging together, and then it's going to be like multiple cable companies. It's just like how Disney and Hulu?
Disney,
together.
Disney and Hulu.
Like it's going to be like that.
Well,
so there's several conglomerates to choose from.
Apparently, WWE had been shopping this around for a while because it was reported also because ESPN had been doing like the 30 for 30 on Ric Flair and some real kind of meat and potato stuff about wrestling on ESPN. That's over now because apparently Disney was the other side of that purchase option. So I know how much you love streaming, so I thought that would be an interesting topic.
So speaking of streaming, you often say like it's like a gag, right? Like you're in touch with the young people, and we're the old people, or me specifically, at least. I've been doing a lot of thinking about that because I work with people now on my mopping team for over a year and a half about. Most of which are far younger than everyone at this table. And you're right. You are young, and I am old. But you know what it is?
What?
You're not 25, and I'm 40. You're 5, and I'm 25.
You're right. I know. I've always said that.
That's
I'm a
what
kid.
it is.
I'm
That's
a fucking
what it
child.
is. Because I'm working with all these kids, and I call them kids because they're like 22, 23. And they're all like, like talking, like, and other people come in that are like our age and be like, did you see such and such on Netflix? But nobody watches Netflix anymore. Like you watch HBO Max, and I'm like, I watch HBO. I'm like you guys. What's going on Friday? We going out in the town? I got my Brooks on. But so like it is flex. But yeah. But god damn, I can't believe I'm forgetting this one thing that I wanted to talk about that I fucking did this week.
Is it nerdy? Or is it life?
I want to say it was something I
Since
watched.
This is the Nerd Lifestyle Podcast.
Yes. I wanted to say it was something that I watched, but I watched it like it was a documentary or it was a. Oh, this isn't. I don't think this is it either. But I watched the Tiger Woods documentary on HBO Max, which is the talk of the town with the young people.
Oh yeah,
I'll also say. Interesting story.
Yeah.
Interesting story. Well, for one, that's all. Just if we could. We don't need to mute the mics, but just a moment of silence. Just as he didn't pass, but just out of respect for his sex addiction, seriously, don't come on, don't. You're better than that.
It's a real issue.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I have thoughts and prayers and likes and shares. I don't know how he gets by. I will say this. He might be the Michael Jordan of the people that are now 30s generation.
That's fair.
Like watching him, seeing what he did, how much of a fucking franchise he became, and all of that, I was like, man, like and he's like a child prodigy type of like,
Sure.
like a Jackson 5 almost. Like his dad was like whipping him if he not really, but like if he wasn't swinging a 9-iron.
Earl didn't take no mess.
Yeah.
And that's why his bag's all fucked up now.
Yeah, and it was in knee. Something wrong with his knee too, I think. He had a surgery on it. It was in the thing. But yeah, it was interesting to watch, and the I think that he was like, look, I don't condone cheating. I don't condone dishonesty. I don't condone sneaking and conniving and all of this shit that kind of comes along with it. But if you are going to, you got to have a burner phone, especially if you're the biggest athlete in the fucking world.
Well, nowadays, like when that shit happened, I don't think cell phones were as prevalent as they are now, right?
I don't know.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was like 2011, maybe. Was that?
It wasn't. It
Was
wasn't.
burner phones regular in 2011?
I don't know. But
I know they are now.
At the very least, he could have bought a separate one.
Yeah, that's what.
Have to get a Cricket?
He had the money. Yeah, get a Cricket. Cricket was around when this was
No,
happening.
that's what I remember.
Oh, where you at?
And,
Boost Mobile.
He like because
Could you imagine Tiger Woods walking into a gas station? Yeah, I need to get a Cricket prepaid phone, please. Are you Tiger Woods? No.
Dante put up a meme that said like it was like such great customer service. Look what they sent my wife, and it was like a text from Pizza Hut that said,
Yes.
like, good night, babe. Like
Heart.
that was was a better hiding job of cheating than what went on with Tiger. Like he was just not good at it. Like he was going to get caught. If he had any decent...
How long did it last for before he got caught?
I think it was going on for a while, but it wasn't always the same girl. As soon as it kind of ended up becoming the regular girl, the side, as soon as it
that's
was
the problem.
Straight side piece, that's when he really started getting himself.
Because that's when you gotta talk to them a lot, I guess.
But it was interesting. It was good. It was 2 parts.
That's surprising that you watched that.
Yeah. So Laura put it on because she had heard something about it, and I was painting. So it was good. It was good. I want to say. So I finished 4 dioramas this year.
Already.
Already.
We're not even done with January yet.
Yeah, I know. So
That's it.
So I'm
4
like,
different designs.
Yeah,
Like
different
he would like
designs,
to say.
4
Hey,
different
listen,
designs.
look at the website, buddy. There's
And I think that's it. There might be something else.
I will say this: if you enjoyed that from a story standpoint, I know it's got the sports mixed in. The last shot,
Yeah.
the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan.
I've been thinking
it's
about
pretty
watching
fucking
that.
fascinating. I mean, it's longer. I think it's one of those after processing it, it probably could have been half as long as it
You
was.
can't get the streams that way, Chris.
Right, but they get in the weeds a lot with the ins and outs, and you might not enjoy it the way I did because I literally devoured all of that information as it was coming out back in the day.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like there is, but I can't think of it. So we do have a couple notes and then some questions. So first of all, rest in peace to Larry King.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, fucking icon, legend. You know, a great interviewer too. I was thinking about that. Like,
and a player.
who else? Really?
Oh, dude, he's
Oh
married.
yeah, he's been married
he
like
was married-
17 times or some
he's-
shit.
and
What's the point of getting married after the
and
third
he-
time?
he
is my
said,
question.
you know what he said?
Does he get a prenup?
He said, "I don't think it's strange. I think it's strange when people are married for a long time."
But like that I mean, that itself is saying like the meaning of marriage is meaningless. Why bother going through the motion
Yeah,
if it
that's
doesn't
fair.
mean anything?
That's fair.
Also, when the 6 scale coming out?
Yeah.
Everyone gets 6 scales nowadays, right?
The what now?
The 1/6 Larry
Oh,
King.
I thought you said the sex scale. I'm like,
Oh.
well, you base
1
it
to
on
10?
you base it on the liver spots. What do you? How do you?
You
judge
base it on how many wives?
Oh, well, then he's at least
A master of his craft.
He's a B+ Joe, just to piss you off.
So yeah, rest in peace. And then the only other note in there was, did you see the Kong Godzilla trailer?
I did.
I know it exists.
It looks good.
It does look good,
It looks good. Like it looks like there's some heart and soul
and
in
that's
it.
HBO Max, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, the Tom and Jerry movie. Oh my God, how did that get greenlit? Did you see the trailer for that?
That's a Tom and Jerry movie?
Oh, it's
live
it's-
action?
No, well, it's live action except they're animated,
So
and it's got some named actor.
like
Chloe-
Roger Rabbit style.
Yeah, it's got Chloe
Oh.
Grace Moretz, that girl. You know who she
I
is?
don't know.
She was the girl in Kick Ass. And
Oh,
the young
she's
girl?
been she's been in a ton of stuff. She's in that, and there was some other named actor.
I don't know. If
I wanted them to do like, you know, the human in a fursuit, like with buttholes, like cats.
Speaking of furries, have you seen the trailer for the Nicolas Cage Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff?
I want to watch it. It's coming out on Valentine's Day, I think.
It looks so bad.
But it's supposed to be bad.
Yeah, I know, but it's like he's turned the corner. Oh, I watched another one of those dirty word shows about shit.
Yes.
I'm like,
How was it?
It was fine.
Okay,
I was like,
that's what we thought.
I don't know if I need to learn about the word bitch. I kind of know what that one is. So that's as far as I went.
I had a question for you guys. It kind of came up on. I was on the Nerds That Spoken podcast with them, and
Flex.
Yeah. It was,
You're going to tear through that wife beater, Bobby. You better stop flexing so much.
I know.
I'm sorry, domestic violence undershirt.
I got like super fucked up on that night, but I ended up having a really good time, like because I was talking regular shit. I was talking about smoking cigarettes in the bathroom in high school, and I got into all sorts of the weeds, as it were. But this topic came up on there because I think the trailer was hitting. Who do you guys pull for in the fight, Kong versus Godzilla?
Godzilla.
Okay, I'm falling for Kong.
I mean, of course.
Yeah,
it's your people.
Yeah, I'm on apeshit heavy. Who now objectively? Who wins in that fight? And does terrain matter?
I don't think, dude. Do you see the mega breath? You just fucking nuke everything.
It is mega breath.
And then he also gets a real hot and just fucking melts everything around him.
And he can also go underwater.
But he's taken an ass whipping from creatures that are far less impressive to me than Kong.
Mon Mothra from Star Wars. It's crazy how she turned into that giant moth.
There's the title. It always presents itself.
But Kong is really small compared to him. How
not in this universe. I think they're
Oh.
Yeah, in this the trailer they're eye to eye almost.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the same size.
Yeah.
So it's super
How many
calm.
bananas you gotta eat?
3, Joe.
I'm sorry, that's the first thing that came to my mind. That's a hell lot of bananas.
One of my favorite. I would like on Skull. Would it have been great if on Kong or Skull Island if the bananas were to scale?
Oh shit!
So he didn't have to really eat that many because they were all like just
Giant fucking bananas.
I'm just waiting on somebody for him to start throwing barrels at him.
I'd
What
be
if
like-
Kong has barrels? It's over.
Yeah. I'd be like, dude, we did not bring enough Jif. But I'm gonna fuck one of these bananas up, so to speak. I was thinking about if they were equally matched because I think that Kong he's more agile, and I think that Godzilla is the winner, objectively speaking. But I do think like in a city environment, I got Godzilla being the clear win. Because Kong we've seen him, he gets confused in cities. He doesn't know exactly what to do. It's too much. In the ocean, Godzilla all day.
Yeah, because apes don't swim.
I mean, but I don't.
I'm sure. I think it's a thing. They don't swim.
I don't know.
I think they get weighed down and too dense, and they don't float.
I can believe it.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I'm making this up. Oh, I saw it in a documentary somewhere.
I don't know, but I will say this: that I never put anything past ape. They're very clever animals. But that being said, ocean Godzilla all day, city Godzilla all day, jungle
Not that size.
no equal size.
No, I'm saying like. How is the jungle going to help you if you're taller than the trees?
Because of mountains and shit and canyons and jungle. I might give it to Kong. I might not the fight, but the advantage.
Because like if you shrink Godzilla down to regular Kong size, then yes. But like bring Kong up to Godzilla size, then the trees are just buildings.
What's more fun to watch, an oversized Kong or a miniature Godzilla?
A miniature Godzilla.
Miniature Godzilla. Like that dude's shelf with the 2 Godzillas.
Well lit though.
Well, dude, I'm thinking like, man.
It looks sharp.
I just care about Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah. I said on that show, I was like, if they went up against fucking like the Megazords and all them, and you just see like Kong ripping the fucking people out of the fucking shit, and then they're all like on the ground. Doing a bunch of this, they're big on that.
They're gonna get 8.
Did I send you guys that? I saw it there's a TikTok about Power Rangers. I'll have to find it. It was very funny.
Yeah, you sent it.
About
You sent it.
the
I
backhand.
couldn't handle the. I couldn't. Sometimes our bubbles of humor. Sometimes we're way on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I can't handle this dude. This dude's like screaming the entire time. I'm like, do you know how many people I live with under the age of 10? Too many to listen to screaming.
Look, I'm there with you.
Yeah. But I did watch a lot of Tony Baker this morning and thought of you also, so I get it.
I like the animated movies too. The Godzilla, there's 3 of them. It's a trilogy
I'm there watching.
of 3D CG. They're on Netflix. I don't know if they're there anymore.
I would. Are they in their proper anime? You say they were animated or anime?
I'm not.
Is it like you
That's,
said
it's 3D animated.
CGI?
Yeah, CGI animated.
Oh, okay.
But there's an anime style. Yes.
I would watch it. I like Godzilla. He's like a staple of like, just like different, right? But like E.T. and like he belongs in that conversation.
And it says something that he's like specifically was a Japanese thing, but it's still worldwide now.
Harvey Weinstein.
Is it too soon?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I'm not sure. I think. Well, we did talk about Marilyn Phil's feet, so we'll tie it to that
Oh God.
because he had a foot thing.
Okay.
If you watch the documentary, he always started off with foot rubs, like getting his feet rubbed. Like that was like his into, like what them hands do. All right.
I feel gross just thinking about it.
All right. So then we have a couple questions, and we'll just get right to it. We have from Joe S. said, "Hey, NRR crew, hope you are doing well this week. Something hit me yesterday, and I wanted to hear y'all's thoughts on it. I recently got Zeta Bruticus, and as I was putting it together using Bobby's videos, well, you should choose somebody better than me.
Not for the engineering.
When it hit me, what am I going to do with that figure when I decide I'm out of collecting? At some point, all of us decide when to stop collecting. Then those figures will sit in our collections until we get old. This brings me to my question." When do you think that time will come, and what is your plan for your collection once that time comes to get rid of things? I know some people will pass things to kids, but we've decided not to have any kids, so I don't have that option.
Yeah.
Dude, so sad. You'll never know the joys of fatherhood, Joyce. I turned 40 this year, and this
Never know the joy of dink life.
and this just whacked me. Easy now. You're gonna have kids before you know it. When I'm 60, who's gonna want my MP Transformers, Marvel Legends, etc.? How much of our stuff will end up in a landfill?
I think about that a lot. I mean, I'm 5 years from 50.
Yeah.
Am I going to be wandering around TFCon when I'm 55
Yeah, I see 55-year-olds in
with a ROC shirt on? And
Yeah,
I mean,
why not?
So
I think a lot about that.
I think we are the generation that's pushing that boundary.
Yeah.
Right? Like we are the generation that shit means more to. Like the people that grew up in the 70s, like they don't give a fuck where Fred Flintstone is up to these days. You know what I mean? It's our generation that attached in such a way that we're going to be the ones. Like we're going to be the first batch of 55-year-olds, you know what I mean? The first batch of 65-year-olds,
right,
depending on what choices we make. I think about it too, just because of the volume.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I know a lot of people that when they retire and they've got a 4-bedroom house and it's just the two of you, I don't need all this fucking room anymore. I'm going to go live at a condo on the beach or whatever.
Think about that too.
That's what my parents did. Yeah.
What are you going to, I mean, you can't take it all.
Yep.
You know, what are you going to have a sale? Are you going to just pack it up? You're going to give it away? What do you?
I mean, I think about it a lot. And the truth is, I think that the circumstances will dictate the actions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like for me, thinking about it is different because I know I don't have kids. So for me, I'm just enjoying it while I have them. Like if I don't have space or whatever reason why I can't have my collection anymore, I'll get rid of it one way or another. Like, you know, if I can sell it, great. If I can't, then yeah, landfill. Like, what does it matter to me when I'm dead if I don't have kids?
Yeah, but I think he's not even talking about death. I don't think this question is as morbid as the end of it frames. I think what he's talking about is like
when you're over it.
When you're over.
But not everyone gets over it.
Yes, that's true. But at a certain point, if you're like, let's say, all right. Yeah. Specific scenario.
Yeah.
You are 60 years old. You are retired. You are living off of a retirement plan that buying more shit is not conducive to. It doesn't fit in the budget. You don't have to sell what you have, but buying more isn't conducive. What do you do with this stuff?
I mean,
do you still collect or try to find some way to make it
work? Sell
pennies?
To survive. You know?
But you're doing okay without selling.
I mean, but why does anything need to change though? At that point?
Doesn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
But
so,
the question is that it? We're like, okay, now I just sit and enjoy.
So hang on,
because I think that is my answer.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
just sit
you
and
like
enjoy.
you buy. Let's not talk about a collection of toys. Like, let's talk about a fucking a bookcase or a fucking sofa. You bought it, you have it, it sits there. Like, you don't have to worry about where the sofa goes.
Yes.
Later on in life.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
I mean, that's all right. In your scenario, are you on a fixed income that's preventing you from buying more? Maybe I'm reading you wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you're just like
it's just not a smart idea.
There's
but
not a lot of wiggle room.
Well, you know, it's like, oh, geez, I'm going to sell that Deadpool because I want to get the new, 3D
Right.
whatever.
Right.
That makes sense to
Yeah.
like trade out, like
Yeah,
upgrade.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like that $75 that you have to spend on luxury items. Like now, it kind of you're at a point in your life where you're like, well, not you, obviously, but you're at a point in your life where now it seems better to just give that to the grandkids, college fund or whatever the case may be. Like I think my goal.
Which grandkid?
Dude, don't get me started.
And also, like, people talking about, and the thing is, people are like, oh, I have this, and then eventually, it'll be sale. I can sell them and get my money back or whatever. Like, dude, there's no guarantee of that shit. This shit is hot now. There's no guarantee when we're old, like, in, like, 30, 40 years, that any of this will be worth anything. It can be, just think about, like, when I first started collecting third-party Transformers, like, it was like, oh, this shit holds value. And then now you realize, nah, bro, try to sell your Hercules.
Fans toys or nothing.
Yeah. And even then, like, when it dries up and there's no more fan toys, no more third-party Transformers, that shit might not be worth anything.
It might not.
Like, there is...
It is interesting,
Don't bank on shit being worth something.
It is interesting to look at, and only because of Jisk recently. Like, it's been, like, eye-opening to me. Like, it's the shit that hasn't been made that still holds its value.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the Bad Cube Gears goes for a fucking arm and a leg.
Crazy.
Because it's really the only option, right? So that shit is interesting. But in 20 years, MP could be that. MP could be yesterday's Chug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it could be something, a new line that's better.
Yeah, something new.
Oh, and B, like, we're selling to our people, like our community, like the next generation. I don't know if they care about Transformers like this.
Yeah,
like, who are you going to be selling to? Other people who are retired?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just never put my fucking eggs in that basket. Selling stuff.
I don't. We've said it 1,000 times, and I don't even know if that's what he's asking.
Yeah, I mean, just what to do.
But
at
like,
that point, yeah.
If you're in this shit for the investment, there's a lot of other ways to invest, like Bitcoin. Like, there's a lot of other things that you can do. That's like, you know what I mean, a lot better of an idea. But
So, real quick, I want you guys to look into this week because I want to talk about it. I don't know enough about it. It's an NFT, a non-fungible token. Basically, it's like digital art.
okay.
It's kind of confusing to wrap your head around, but I want to talk about it next week.
Can you remind us?
I will drop it in the
chat.
chat.
Or
Yeah,
give a link to something.
I have a link to an
okay,
article.
beautiful,
I can drop it, and then you can do research from it. I'll do that right now, so I don't forget about it.
But my goal with this shit is to get to a point where I'm just able to visually enjoy it. Like, that is my goal.
Yeah,
my
same.
goal is not to just accumulate things.
Yep.
My goal is to create a space that is filled with my things in a aesthetically pleasing way that I can enjoy looking at. That's my goal. So I'm getting closer there every year, right? And I think that I'll probably get to the point when, like, it's spending a lot of money on toys doesn't seem like the most logical sense for me around the time where I'm going to get to that point anyway.
Yes.
But as far as, like, what to do with it then, like, if it's circumstances dictate the actions. If I want to go live on the beach for the twilight of my life, like, maybe I'll sell it all and put it towards that. And if that's $100, then it's $100. If it's $100,000, it's $100,000.
Sure.
But, like, I'm not in it for the money at all.
No.
I don't care what keeps value, what doesn't. None of that shit means anything to me. If you've ever seen me at a fucking toy show and looked at what I sell shit for,
Oh, you're horrible at that.
yeah, I don't care. I just want it out of the house, and if I can get a burger with it, great. But yeah. So
Hopefully, there was a thorough enough answer.
yeah, hopefully. I'm not sure, but hopefully.
If we didn't answer it properly, ask again.
Yes, please. All right, Keith. Keith's been asking a lot of questions for us. Thank you, Keith. He says, "Hey guys, what's the state of fans with the state of fans toys? Is there anything to make of the recent re-release of Phoenix and Apache? Are they actually remaking them, or is this the old theory of holding stock back to release at a later date? Side note, I got my Phoenix with its elbows on backwards and missing a red translucent piece on the hip and had to deal with TF Source, and while they either fix it or replace it, I got a new one, but the communication was not the greatest. Keep up the great work." Yeah, I don't know. That Springer thing, the Springer thing is weird. I don't know if you guys are...
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm out of touch.
All right, so X-Transbots is getting ready to release their Springer.
Okay.
Finally, like years in the making.
Years in the making. And they waited. They waited for everybody else.
Till the war's over.
Yep, they waited till the war was over to release theirs.
Is this the 5th masterpiece scale, counting that one that came in a paper bag?
Yep, it is the
5th. with a hot dog and a donut.
Yep. Dude.
Open play, whatever.
Yep.
Who was that? Was that your boy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your box art boy.
Yeah. So I don't think that, to be fair, I think there was 50-50. I think they waited because of all the wars, and they were like, well, look, let's put our resources into this other stuff now. And then I also think that they were, I don't think that they were working on it. You know what I mean? I think there's some people that have been like, they've like had the idea of like, they've been fine tuning it to like.
This is on the back burner.
This is
on the back burner.
This is X-Transbots.
I mean, listen,
they're not fine tuning anything.
They showed a head for Locke like in 2016, I think, and it's just now coming out.
Yeah.
But hey, at twice the price that they would have drawn back then.
then.
So, it's weird that now they're coming out with theirs, and now Fans Toys is re-releasing theirs, and MMC is re-releasing theirs.
Huh.
And it's like,
That's crazy.
It is. And as far as this Phoenix,
Is it
whatever-
the premium color or the regular color?
I don't know.
I think it's the regular one.
But whatever's going on with Fans Toys, something seems off.
It does.
Something
It
seems
does.
off.
I watched your video this week. Your sit down about.
How'd you
Fans
find
Toys.
it?
I mean, you connected. I think a lot of dots for people. I think you and I had talked about it enough. Where it was
Correct.
no new news for me.
Correct.
But it was probably connected a lot of dots for a lot of people.
There were a lot. It's funny, real quick about that. There were a lot of people in those comments that are like speculating a bit far, aren't you? And I'm like, look, man, it would be. You might find it strange what things I'm speculating on in this video and what things I know for a fucking fact in this video. But that's neither here nor there. People like to feel smarter.
Yep.
So I think that whatever this is, whatever's going, there's two things. The Springer thing. If third party companies can't see that the amount of them that are left make them stronger, whereas when there used to be maybe 30 companies, it made them weaker. But now they need to find strength in numbers again. There's a balance to that shit. Then they're missing the boat, because if they cannibalize each other now, we're gonna just be left with the ashes. As far as the Phoenix thing goes, here's what sets my spider sense off about that. They put out that there was supposed to be a translucent one. It wasn't supposed to even get released. It was like a 1 of 1. That means none before it, none to come. And
that's always true with toys.
Yes. And then all of a sudden it seemed like it was going to come, so to speak. And
did it make the O face?
Well, the question is the amount of time between this is just my personal one from the company owner to it's going to get produced. It was such a small period of time. And now that this thing is getting re-released again, but it's not being assembled right. He had issues. I've had other people reach out to me with issues with theirs. I have no evidence for this other than this. Like, this is speculation. Mm-hmm. But it does seem as though there's internal problems at that company, is what I am getting the vibe of.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
And that they're making, like, when one person from the company is saying, this is my only one, this is it, the only one, we're not making any more, and the next thing you know, it goes up for pre-order.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's either lying or somebody is not in the know.
Or somebody doesn't have the stroke they think they do.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sorry to hear about
Are they just selling all the ones that were QC failed? I'm like, well, might as well get rid of these too.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine it.
That would be crazy.
They don't. I don't know. You who knows?
Because in order for there to be a QC pass, there's got to be some QC fails, right?
Sure, exactly.
I'll tell you, wasn't 33 on the job. that dude be looking out. And then Paul C. wrote in. He said, what are some unexpected dadisms that you have found yourself doing? These don't have to be things that you now do as a dad. Joe, you can participate. These are things that dads all do that you never understood what the big deal was when you were a kid. Things you never thought you'd do when you got older. An example for me, the need to throw out as many containers as possible on garbage day is fucking real. There have been days when I walked around with super silky, extra clean hair because I used a ton of shampoo that morning just so that I could throw out the shampoo bottle. There have been days when I misjudged how much was left and ended up drinking half a carton of orange juice just because I thought it was almost empty and didn't want it sitting in the recycling bin for a week. Do you guys have anything similar? That's good.
I definitely don't have that tick.
Dude, our recycling only comes every 2 weeks, so that does
trash.
become an issue.
We have a full-size can blue can that's our recycling that comes every week.
That's crazy.
No, I have the full-size can, and I have 2 extra small cans that I brought from my old house just to make sure I have space for all the goddamn
We
recycling.
have 2 full-size cans and a recycling one,
Yeah.
and they're always full every
Yeah,
week.
us too. We'll leave our shit just laying out there. But,
Yeah.
like, it's 2 weeks ridiculous. I would pay more taxes.
Yeah.
See, ours is just that was mind-boggling to us when we got here. It's like, what do you mean the county doesn't have garbage pickup? You have to hire somebody to come get your garbage?
Oh, we don't have that problem.
Yeah,
we
the
don't
Carroll
have that
County's like that. So there's there's dudes in freaking pickup trucks that come around and pick up garbage for
That's
you.
wow.
Yeah,
I never heard
we
of that
have.
before.
I think Republic, one of the major companies, is who we use. So. I'm trying to think of any dadisms. I don't know. Turn off the lights.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a
big on
one for
turning off
me.
the lights.
I mean, I'm dressed like I have on blue sweatpants and a black T-shirt today, so I put this on. I'm like, okay, definitely a dad outfit today.
Wearing shoes that are for my feet and not for my aesthetics is
Yeah, that's definitely.
showing like I used to watch my dad like not measure out, but like if he was putting sugar in his oatmeal or something, like you could tell he was giving a fuck about the amount that he was putting in. Meanwhile, I'm
Not just tossing it, yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm dumping it in my Cheerios. You know what I mean? While I'm watching him, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm definitely in that. I don't like repeating myself.
Yeah,
Dude, I hate repeating myself.
Don't like repeating myself.
I feel like it's
one
making
bit.
an ass out of you and making an ass out of me.
Yep, I don't like it one bit, and it's my kids know like it's a good way to get yourself in a pickle is me having to say the same thing twice.
tweets, whatever. I hate these things.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else because I feel like there is.
I'm sure I'll think of it. And I read that earlier, and I was like,
You know what I do that I didn't grow up with because I didn't have a mom? It's a very sad story. But like I'm big on the don't speak to your mother that way. Like I'm big on that. Like don't let me ever hear you talk to your mother like that. Like
I've had to get in that pocket recently.
I'm big on that. And like and I don't have like a model for it.
Yeah.
Other than television, I think.
Yeah.
I did get one more. He sent it via Instagram. I got it late in the day, and I didn't get a chance to ask if it. Well, I asked him if it was okay if I asked on the show, and he has written back. Feel free, sir. I fell out of touch on most social networking platforms. After starting, do you normally receive questions through Patreon? Okay. He said, love the collector critiques. Had a question that may or may not be a good topic, and it was actually a personal experience with all that is going on that I was thinking about. So 2 years ago, after losing a business to a fire, hate to hear it, my family and I had to take the hard road, I think, but we believe right decision by starting off from scratch. Selling our home, moving into an apartment, and rebuilding ourselves. Eventually,
That sounds rough as fuck.
yeah, moving back into a home this year. But dude,
Yeah, congratulations.
yeah, the perseverance of that is fucking applaudable.
I'll say a dad thing right there. That's just building characters. All over.
A lot of my stuff was in storage and actually became a burden to the effect that now, after going through everything and combing through my things to sell and keeping what I cherish the most, if given this situation, what could you part with and what would you keep? In the end, it's just stuff that I truly enjoyed and was blessed to be able to purchase, but have parted with much of its sense. Was curious what you and the crew would think of. Y'all stay safe and be good to each other.
Thank you.
Anybody got anything off the top of their head?
I mean, if
I have that situation, it's
gone.
It's gone. I mean, I probably would have sold what the value stuff I had to help fix the situation.
Yeah, as much as I love my stuff, like I'm not replacing any of it.
And the other side of that coin is, and I'll use an example from here. Our buddy Tyler had sent Bobby all his Batman animated stuff.
Yeah.
And no fault of Bobby's, but it sat here for, it was a couple months, right?
Yeah.
And when he got it back, he's, man, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
And then that started
I don't want anything
downward
anymore.
spiral of,
Yeah. He brought it here for Skullfest, I think.
Yep.
yeah.
That was
Yeah. So, I mean, and I have that fear. Like, you're going to box stuff up, and by the time you get ready to open it, you're not going to want it anymore.
or like your speeder bike. And
Like my
Gang
entire
Effect.
life. Like my entire life.
I mean, it happened to me when I moved, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a inadvertent curation. When I moved from last house to this house, I have a lot of shit in boxes now because, like, I'm like, well, this doesn't deserve to be in a case, so I don't care about this anymore, and like, I don't know what to do with it, and they're in boxes.
Well, when we moved, I was quick to get stuff back out because I was afraid if I didn't, I would just be over all of it.
Like, there was stuff I was quick to get out the stuff like I was looking forward to. There were specific things, a lot of things that I want, but then the other stuff's like, oh, I didn't even remember having this. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. it would depend on so many circumstances. Once again, like if it was like I lost everything,
Yeah.
you know, and like I couldn't live in this house, right? Like I couldn't have it rebuilt because it would just the trauma of that. I would have to start over. I would need a fresh space.
Yeah.
When I get to that fresh space, what's that basement look like? What did my insurance cover? You know, like these are things that I would have to ask myself because, like, at this point in my life, I would not start over like to this scale.
Right.
Whatever I did
like,
would never be like this again.
You know, it's funny. I've had a similar question asked several places here probably before, and I know on other shows I've been on, but I think all of us have thought that through and said, I would really, you know, curate more of what I want to put out, more, what if I do want to display anything, more so of, oh my God, I need to get every Marvel Legend ever produced again.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm sure there's people in that situation that are like, where's the dirty mattress? I need all those Marvel Legends.
Right. And my thing is that, like, I don't know if there are a few pieces that I have in my collection that are super meaningful to me, right? But for the most part, it's not any one thing. It's like my Yavin diorama shelf means a ton to me because it's Star Wars and they're all together, and it was the first diorama I made in this scale, which is just a copy of the first diorama I ever made of the one you and I made. So it's just like layer upon layer upon layer of meaning in it, you know? So it's like, and there's like I could buy all those pieces again and recreate it, but it's like then you just have this one fucking shelf, and then I'd be right back on that slippery slope of getting all of it. And it's not that I don't enjoy getting all of it; it's just that I don't feel like I have the privilege of time now.
Yes, and it's a work and effort, and it's like I don't know, it's a mental strain.
Yeah,
To like even now, like when you're looking at Transformers, it stresses you out sometimes. Like, am I going to finish this one fucking season or whatever?
Yeah.
And then looking at all of this and be like being stressed out about getting all of this.
yeah.
No fucking way.
I wouldn't be happy.
No.
You know,
You'd be
like-
going through the motion and getting the thing, and you wouldn't even enjoy it anymore, I think.
I mean, even if I didn't go through the emotions, like I don't. So that's the thing. If I were to lose it all, I don't think I would ever be fully happy because I wouldn't be happy about redoing it all because you don't even get the Ben's Collectibles new toy joy. You know what I mean from it because it's not even a new toy anymore. It's an old toy you just had to buy again.
It's tedious.
And then if I decided not to get anything, I wouldn't get the joy of what this does bring me. So like I just would never be operating at 10 again. And I applaud him for where he's at. And it's another one of those things where you don't, unless you go through something like what he's been through, you never 100% know.
Yeah, you can imagine all you want.
Correct. But just like imagining it in my head and trying to say, I just think I'd have to be like, I would have to be an unhappy person, you know, like I would just have to go
I'll find something else that makes you happy.
Yeah,
I'll start something new.
You just find me in a corner under a table crying like Trent Reznor in the 90s watching videos of DMH cribs.
Oh my God. Oh my
Wow.
God. Wow, that's deep.
That's painful.
You know, like it would like, and especially now that I'm kind of so close to seeing it through, you know, like I'm so close that losing it all and starting over, nothing about it sounds fun, you know, and fun is an important part of it for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, now let's talk about Schindler's List for a little bit. Just keep it light. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. No. So you're all right. So you're not right, but you're not wrong. I want to say if anybody out there is looking to or knows someone that is selling some of those X-Men animated Kotobukiya X-Men statues that came in like 2 packs, I might be in the market. I'm thinking about it. I did get an Iron statue,
I saw that one.
Studios Road.
I saw the box upstairs.
It's interesting. So it's my first Iron Studios product. I wanted to give it a shot, and I got this little extra X-Men space now that I was working with. I was like, I'll give it a shot.
1/10 scale.
So it's 1/10 scale, which is smaller in my head, like to me in real life, than it was in my head.
Oh, you thought it was going to be bigger than that?
Yeah, and I think because like okay, so you know the smaller you get down with the numbers, the bigger it gets, right?
Right.
But like it's negligible from 1/12 to 1/10 is like
Yeah,
you don't
so
think
small.
about it.
It's almost annoyingly different,
It's
right?
yes.
Yeah.
So But here's what else I noticed about it. It's cool and I'm happy with it, and I'm probably gonna pick up a few more because it's painted beautifully.
Yeah, it looks
and
great.
Yeah, and it does look good. And I think it's definitely the more you have, the better it's gonna look. Right?
Sure.
But it has kind of that finish to its face when we get up from here and you go check it out. It reminds me of Mafex. Mafex have a very specific look to a lot of their human faces. That it looks like that. Which isn't a bad thing. It's just it caught me as interesting. Like, I wonder if they're doing the same kind of thing. And I had a bit of an issue getting her head into place, but
So to speak.
so to speak. But yeah, I like it. But yeah, I think that's it. I know there's something else that I forgot that I watched
as soon as we hang up.
Yeah.
Well, not hang up, but
Yeah.
sign off.
God damn it!
You need to start taking notes, old man.
I know. And what's funny is I had it in my head when you were doing it. I was like, don't forget that one. And then I even said, after I said in my head, don't forget that one, I was like, oh, you've already thought about it 2 or 3 times while Chris was doing his. You got this covered. And then it came to me, and it was like Eminem having to rap on stage with the. All right. So shout out to the rest of the Cool Table. You can check out all those shows on Facebook at the Cool Table Facebook page. And shout out to the Nerd Rage team. We have Marilyn Phil doing our notes and taking phone calls. Appreciate you, Phil. We have Dante the Destroyer, who we're due for Dante to pop up again. It's time.
Yep.
And he also handles our Facebook. Shout out to Raul, who I haven't heard from recently. Hope all is well. And he handles our Instagram. He's a responder. I've seen, like, he'll do responsive stuff.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know how you do it.
I mean, Instagram's doing great because whatever he's doing.
Yeah. Shout out to Andy and Tyler helped me with the Force stuff, and Manny, of course, and Esteban handling our the Force sensitive IG stuff. And I think that's it.
And with that, Flappy Labius.
Tasty taint.
Tight dick player.